And I'm back. I'm back. It's hot in here. It's getting hot in here. So turn on a fan. I am so hot. Alright, I apologize for that a while ago. A little jerky, but you know, I did that live so I could post. For some reason, I sometimes can't. I mean, your wife, Fabian? Post long videos on Instagram. I don't understand all of the changes to Instagram. And I'm old. I'm not going to try to spend a year and learn nothing about Instagram. So here goes. Guys, I want to have a serious conversation with you now. I want to have an open and frank. That's the only kind of conversation I want to have. Open, frank, transparent. I want to have an honest conversation with you now. And if you can't have an honest conversation with me, nobody get involved in that conversation, right? Now, I post one picture where I stand up with Mark Golden. And of course, you know why we can't just get married already. Because A, I'm already married. And B, I don't know you. So anyway, serious conversation. Posted a picture with Mark Golden, who is the president of the People's National Party in Jamaica. And the comments on that did have me thinking, you know. Of course, you have people who agree and you have much less people who disagree. And those weren't the ones who set me thinking. It was the comments that said, boy, Tanya, you're always brave. Brave. I want to sit with that for a moment. I just want to sit with that and think Fabian about the fuckery. I talk serious things about life. Talk about life and that will probably make me say, hey, why you not marry me? When a citizen of a country says, this person who is offering themselves for the job of curator of the country, or custodian of the country, when a citizen says, you know what, I'm leaning towards this person. Why is that brave? Why does somebody have to be brave to say, I lean this direction right now? Right now where I stand, I'm feeling like the only person who is appealing to me is this person. Why would someone have to be brave to say that? Why would I, a citizen of Jamaica, have to be brave? Because a lot of you, let me point on. A lot of you sit at home in the comfort of your uptown home and think that it's ghetto people and it's bad man who make Jamaica unsafe. No, it is you. What makes Jamaica unsafe is a mindset. And you have it. The things that you say create environment. The fact that you have decided that somebody has to be brave to state a political preference in a democratic country says a lot about you. Why should I have to be brave? Why do I need to be brave? Why does anybody need to be brave? Why would I have to be brave? I want to have the conversation here, because when you see a lot of things off of the top of the head and in on the mind and you think you're not be bad people, you're not be bad people. You don't have to take up a gun and bust it past somebody to be a bad person, you know. And you don't have to commit a crime on the books to help to create an environment of criminality. You don't have to be actively involved in crime to help to create this cesspool that we all complain about. So what I want to ask, if anybody here can answer, why would somebody have to be brave? Is it that you think nobody is entitled to an opinion that doesn't agree with your opinion or with the popular opinion? Is it that you think only one opinion should exist at a time? Is it that you think there is such a thing as one were acceptable and one were not acceptable? Lean towards developing the difference for the people. Common sense don't make brave. It's a judgment of thought. All right, me not understand. The commenter said that it was brave of him to stand with you. No. I saw a couple of comments that suggested that actually applauded my bravery. No, that was one comment, Brit. There were other comments. And yes, he said it was bold for me and it was brave for him. It's a common... No, let me tell you what's been happening today. Today I've had a lot of communication from people who I don't speak to very often, who have been pointing out that they're now made aware. One friend said somebody sent him this picture and just showed me the picture like, okay, I'm in the picture and I'm aware it exists. I have not committed any crime for them to send a police for me, you know. We have been sitting down and allowing a lot of things to happen over the years, and we complain to each other and we do nothing to change it. And the first change that we should have been doing is to ourselves, our conversation, our mindset, our conversation. Our conversation needs to grow to the point that somebody can disagree with you and you actually respect that. When people come and instruct me on how to think, like, listen, when you like my music, that does not give you the right to think I am now a part of your politics, you know. And it's so funny, if you really like my music and think so much of how I write the way you say you do, then you'd actually agree with me, because it's the same mindset that gives birth to this position that I hold. So if you actually were in agreement with the thought process that you applaud so much and, oh my God, you're such a good writer, you're such a good writer, you think a poetry is a testimony. This is real. And a poetry may I do. So the way all me project my thoughts from to beats or to music and share it with you. This is how I think. And this is how I start conversation. I use music as my vehicle, my platform for start conversation. And it is increasingly problematic to me. It is increasingly troubling to me that so many of you think somebody has to be brave to do this. The fact is that all of us should be doing this. Every single last one of us should be doing this, which is doing this, which is have a real conversation. Be able to state your feelings, your opinions, without fear of repercussion. If we actually did live in a democracy, you would be able to do that without having to think about it. Without feeling that somebody have a page you and all of these little Neanderthal activities want to get yourself involved in and refuse to root out. So that you applaud bad behavior when your side does it. And then when the other side does it, you want it to be treated like bad behavior. But that's not how life works. How many years have I been telling you guys that you can't fool the universe? You can't fool the fucking universe. So when the PNP is in power, and I see things that the PNP do, when it seem like it's in the best interest of this country within which we live and where we employ them to look out for our best interest, me say it. Me say it. And when me say it, the GLP applaud. Everybody want to be friends. Because me I say something what seem for further for them point or it support for them position. Most likely because it support for them hunger for power. When the PNP come out of power and the GLP go in, you think my position will change? My position remains the same. And my neutrality, nobody can do nothing about my being neutral. Nobody can do that. To the day I'm dead, I'm still neutral. You can't tell me if you start think like you know. And it's frustrating to me having conversations with you guys when you keep saying When you keep saying you want change, but then when the components of change present themselves to you, this is a component of change. Somebody today tell me, say, if some, I don't remember, I say too much shit that I can't remember, but me must go on the side of change. Me must show change, something to do with change. But let me show you this. You see me standing up beside Mark Golden and declaring publicly that I am going to stand with him in the election. That is change. I'm born in our Labour house. Now, me I don't have a lot of fool argument over the, you see, especially over the last 3 years, when the Labour them get up and they reel up and talk all kind of things. Go dig back through the files them and find me. No, don't know nothing about me. You don't know me. My green. I'm born in our Labour house. Out of our Labour crutches. Me, I go up on Labour campaign trail from in a belly. And instead of the Labour them actually I be humble, employ some humility and say, then if one Labourite feel this nauseated by me, maybe me need to go looking at myself. And by a Labourite, me no mean me. I mean any Labourite who can look upon you and say, yo, me not pleased with your behavior. And it's a lot of Labourites saying it. So the fact that the GLP administration does not listen to that, it's a whole different level of disconnect. And what they need is psychiatric help. Because you can't possibly have your base, parts of your base, chunks of your base saying to you, I am displeased, and you call them down. You have to be at least on a level of disconnect that, you know, for your entire constituency. I tell you, say, me not pleased with you, and you come out there and be like, well, pretty badness. And I say it work. You cannot. There are certain things in life which are just the laws of nature. And you can't overrule them. And no judge with your point, don't you so can't overrule the laws of nature. You can cow the people and you can bully people them, but you see when the people them decide, say, you know what, me not work with this, you can't do nothing about it, you know. No matter how much money you spend per election, you know. When the people them decide that they're tired of you, know, then just tired of you, know. So, what I want to ask, you know, out here now as the, you hear that comment, enough Labour, including myself, have been disappointed. So, only way I vote the other parties if you run. Me just need you to turn on your yard. One less vote for them. Just go ahead, go sit down. And this is not about being PNP or being GLP. I am a Jamaican. I'm a Jamaican. And there are many things which when you see the disingenuous nature of our society right now, of we people them. When me sit down and talk to no one-on-one, all I know have the same problem them with Andrew when me have with Andrew. Same problem them. Me not have in a personal, me not know him. Me not know him from nowhere except politics, you know. In fact, until then tap him, me meet him one time in one place near Richmond at St. Mary, that I first time in my life me know say that man they exist. For an election where he was a nobody. That the first time I meet him and he can tell me saying his wife is a big fan. Right down a Richmond in a square in front of Rowan Cooper place. He stand up and sit down on one truck back and a talk. Right? That the first time I meet him. I don't nothing personal against him. I don't know him from now. When he invite me come at things and I go. Now if you can invite me come at things where to your benefit, I'm going to go. And you're comfortable with that. How can you not then be willing to listen when I say, this, you know, so this not right? So you can only handle when people agree with you. And it's funny, you know, Labour then come and this can tell me, say, me can handle when people agree. You don't need to say that in front of a mirror. That not apply to me, that apply to Uno. So, several things that bother me. Me start out to tell you, right? It bothers me that people feel like if you're in public life, not public service, I'm not a public servant. My job is a public one. My life is not public. And by the way, public servants' lives aren't public either. Right? So it bothers me that me basically apply for one job and get a position as singer, songwriter, expander to producer, right? Performer. And then all of a sudden, that means that me can't have no opinion for matters of national interest. I am a Jamaican, but I am not allowed to have an opinion on anything Jamaican because I'm a singer. And you guys are allowing certain conversations to be repeated so much that they're starting, by repetition, it starts to sound like it real. It starts to sound like it real. Like if you say it often enough, this is what marketing is based on. This is the foundation of marketing, repetition. So if you repeat it enough, then it becomes familiar, and out of the familiarity. Then say familiarity breed contempt. That's all. Well, your familiarity breed contempt in the people who market ideas to you. Then contemptuous of you. Because you have now allowed one environment to be created around you within which you don't have the right to speak anything that does not agree with the popular narrative. You know how dangerous that is? Do you know how dangerous that is? One time it was a popular narrative for we to be slave. You have to oppose the things where you see. Say not right. And there were many people who were in agreement with that. So the fact that you're in agreement with the popular narrative does not mean it's right. You're in agreement with it. You think it's okay. Often when you do something wrong, when you think right, as somebody else have to point it out to you. So if you silence every voice, that does not agree with you, what you're going to be left with? Now, when you kill freedom of speech, we have a conversation here already, but we're not going to stop having it because until you get it, then it's going to repeat. When you kill freedom of speech, when you kill someone's right to speak on a topic that you don't agree with, you're actually killing freedom of speech. When you take away someone's right to speak in a manner that you do not agree, you're killing freedom of speech. And you know how I know so I know? Let me tell you how I know so I know this. Because when the trans community cancel on a blood clot for no one call them by them preferred pronoun, you don't understand so you don't have the right to an opinion. But suddenly when it's you pushing a narrative, may I tell you know how many times this come back? I see same thing what we are talking about for a long time, brother, sister. Are the same thing, It's the same thing that we've been talking about repeatedly for years. If you do not allow the person that you disagree with to have an opinion, you will soon not have an opinion either. You will soon not have an opinion either because you have made it legal to censor those who disagree with you. You have to allow people to talk. Your back for broad and your skin for thick. So right now what we do is we are fashion society based on the weakest among us. Because if you are one like a pussy, if your skin so thin that you cannot stand to hear anybody say anything bad about you because so much so that we start fashion laws based on the weakest among us. You don't have the right for coming to my space and harass me and bully me, But that's why when you come in my space and harass and bully me, I'm thumping in your face. Me have defense. Because you come in my space, it's a self-defense. You come in my space and harass and bully me. Right? And if you physically touch anybody at all, you figure jail. But when somebody says, I don't agree with this, how does that become an offense to you? How did you allow yourself to believe that everybody was obligated to uphold your opinion, your choice, your preference? How we reach this so? You know how dunce that is? For you, for sit down in your singularity and feel like the entire environment around you supposed to appease you. Who the fuck spoiled? Who broke you? Who broke you? To the point where you need somebody to tiptoe around you. Everybody have to turn ballet dance around you. So me come out and me say, This a who me a endorse. Now me a come me a tell you right now say me born with green blood in me around through my vein. And my arteries. Green. Green. Green like cedar. I'm a vote. Every single time I ever vote, I vote Labour right. Every time. Every single time. And I made a vow to myself as a youngster from before me even then when you're able to vote, I would never vote PNP. And that was because of the actions of mostly one person. You know what I learned as an adult? I grew up. I have friends who give me harrowing stories. Similar stories from the other side. So same like how me have Labour right story, we can tell you, say, the PNP person that they do this, me have friends who can tell you right now. Say, the Labour right person that do me this. And me no idiot, me live here so, me no fool. So here we go now. You see Jamaica and Jamaicans, you see our collective well-being mean more than my emotions. Our collective outcome, your kids' outcome, mean more than my childhood because my childhood is gone. I am 50 this year. So we now go create one Jamaica where appease me individually based upon one childhood experience and me get up out of that and say, you hear me? A time for this for gone. Time for this to pass. What is done is done. It gone. But right now, who are hurt we right now? Who did hurt me 1980 and hurt we right now? What hurt we right now? That we are doing right now. What hurt your child? Who hurt your child? Who make your pitness sit down in your yard and can't go to school for 2 years? That your pitness have no social skills. That your pitness don't know nothing about academics. Who do that to you? I know nobody from 1980. 1980, me enjoy same age. 1980, when me did stand up on my doorway and see bad people stand up on my gate, Andrew did my age. Right? Today, in a 2023, when your child is 7, who are earth we know? And that we are deal with. I know history class this. We are deal with current matters. Right? Who are earth we know? Who we attack to and then not listen? Who are ball after we? Who no manners? Who is an asshole? Who arrogant no fuck? Who? That's what we are dealing with right now. We not deal with 1980. 1980 deal with itself. Me vent all me want vent. Me don't know say me now. You can keep things inside until you implode. Me not do that. Me I go let it out because inside no have no accommodation for the fuckery. And once you keep it in there and it stay in there, it becomes trauma. And trauma makes you ill. Now, in 2023, what problem we are face? What the problem we are face today? And that the problem me take on right now. Me not take on 1980. Me not take on 1980. And anything when me see will resemble 1980, me still go burn it out. Me go burn it out and it don't really matter if I'm Mark do it or Andrew do it. Go look under the post and say when Mark say me know you go hold me accountable. Yes. As we should. And as him what him say? What him say? As you should. Him don't have a problem with being held accountable. He does not have a problem with being held accountable. So if everybody will come and say, oh, you don't know what I'm going to do. You're correct. I am not a psychic. I don't know what he's going to do. I already know what Andrew is doing and I don't like it. I don't approve. And as somebody who voted for him and run my mouth for him, I take it back. I am withdrawing. I have already withdrawn. Right? They can't possibly out here so as somebody with even one iota of credibility and turn upside of the man that we have none at all. A man who used dancehall to make an entire election into a clash, into a sound clash, and then turn right round like not even no time after and condemn the entire dancehall. Absolutely no. And has the temerity to call himself Bro God. Bro God will come from the same little pit in them. Who him condemn every chance he get. Every chance the man has absolutely nothing about him. He never call himself spirulina. He call himself broke God. And his wife stand upside down proud as punch. Mrs. Bro God. She not even say bro goddess or bro sis. Or sis God. Mrs. Bro God. Extension. And then you vex when Damien say you're not going to be more than Mrs. But are you that attach yourself and be the Mrs. Because bro God is a slang. A greeting for one man. So if you go stand upside him and size up your be sis God or bro goddess. But you call yourself Mrs. Bro God, extension of a man. So, and this is why, let me tell you now, if me start to list out all the different things that my PNP, where the JLP administration do for make me look upon them and gasp and clutch my pearls. Listen, I got done, you know. When Malahoo Fort charged the embassy because they heist one flag. Do remember say she did out of place, you know. Now, check this. Neither Mark nor Andrew. Neither Mark nor Andrew. And Jamaica. Jamaica are one country comprised of every kind of people. And PNP and JLP alone there, you know, brother. Do remember say people who vote in the election account for about 30 or 38% of electorate, you know. Do remember say of all eligible age voters, about 30% of them vote for give them two set of people, you know. Kindly remember say they don't represent the majority, you know. They don't represent the majority, you know. So for them, for the majority of the minority, if you get up and speak in such a loud voice and be so obnoxious, it is very brave. Now, it is not me who is brave for say, I am standing with this man. It's the majority of the minority who are brave for get up and speak in such loud voices, knowing they might offend at least 70% of the population, the adult votable population. You have to offend them because like 70% of them never even bother with no at all. Never bother with no at all. Do the maths. I'm perfectly sure say as unpopular as I think my opinion is, me can find more people to agree with me than any of the two parties can find to agree with them. Me perfectly sure. So, in my lifetime, I have lived to see me go out and me stand up beside a gay community and say, no, I do not agree that somebody should die for their sexual orientation. Be it that they were born that way or it was by choice. I don't see any reason under the sun why they should die for that. No, I don't. I may get beat up on me for that, you know. Beat up on me for that. Get some cussing. Some people say they will go dash on my record. Between me and you, me not that kind of artist there. Me not kind of kiss ass artist. Me not kiss ass. Me not give body wash. Me don't give body wash. Me not kiss ass. So if it take a body wash for you to like my music, go listen to somebody else. If me have to give up my opinion for make you listen to my song, you listen to my song and you decide so you like it, and then after you like my song, you say, yeah, me like your song, you know, but in order for me to listen to you, need to change who you be. Fuck you. Fuck you very much. And if you think there's something wrong with me telling somebody else fuck you for that, fuck you too. This is what we are come back to. We say we live in one democracy and we want one democracy and we want one environment will work for all of we, right? It for serve all of we. Right? It for serve we, the people. This is Jamaica. For Jamaicans, right? And then we are good hosts. So we guess them supposed to come here and feel comfortable too. We have a bunch of people who don't create that environment. Stop being hypocrites. You know, some fucking hypocrites. Because when we not talk about politics, complain about everything we're there. But when we talk politics, start big them up. Big them up for what? What you big them up for? It is extremely obvious to me, so not just on Liberate and PNP. No, me I tell you this, me a Jamaican. Me a Jamaican. So, you see when you hear me tell you, say, me stand up in a picture side of Mark Golden and me go stand up election day side of Mark Golden unless somebody else come up out of the blue right now and show me say them a want better choice, it not the over labor right side, me know that for a fact. It not the over there. Unless somebody else come out of the blue and understand say it is not UIC either. And for those of you who gave attention to the UIC because I spoke to Joseph, I apologize from the bottom of my heart. We already have Andrew. We do not need another narcissist. If we're not going to pick one narcissist, we just keep Andrew and done. We don't need one brand new narcissist who broke and need money right now. And at least Andrew done fully trough. We don't need one where out here try hustle money hard for everything and take people idea and bastardize in one way where can try scramble money together. We don't need that. What Jamaica need right now, Jamaica is like a girl who abused, like with man just don't appreciate her. Feel like attributes what she have and feel like good what she do for them, then don't appreciate her. Then give her bun, kick her down, box her down, lick out teeth. Jamaica need now somebody to come along and see the beauty in her and appreciate her, nurture her, help her to heal her trauma wounds. Because Jamaica are some of the most cocky people on the planet, but do understand, say, we traumatized and we need therapy. Some of the things that we have brag about and what we would stand up and we look at soapbox and shout loud and show all of the fuckery we're going with we, and we use that as like a calling card. You need therapy. You need therapy. When you know something, I say nothing. The thing what so many things that were irritating, lad, appear things are irritating me about. The way how one can see one problem and acknowledge the problem, complain about the problem, and walk right back in the voting booth and go re-elect the problem. I go stand up out there, so when you decide on a politician, you stand up out there and boy, I don't know the one time you can't talk so much. But when I see you in person, you're this on a politician. What you think me I get information about a politician from? I give me. Give me all that dirt pan them. Give me all that dirt pan them. Dirt what me not call out here so. Give me every dirt pan them. How you think me arrive at where me arrive at? Apart from the fact that me see what them do, tell me what go on behind the scenes and under the counter. And Jamaica don't need that. Between me and you, this is not personal. This if Andrew did make sure that Jamaican people taken care of. Right? If Jamaican people did have franchise. If him never did call underemployed people employed people. If every Jamaican did have the security of knowing say them pitney go eat dinner and them go to school and get one quality education. Right? If we did have them there and Andrew want thief, me da help him thief. Me da do it. As long as him a doing job. You think say me have a preference in who run this country? No, me have a personal preference in who run the country. Me have a preference in how the country run. That me do. I mean I apologize to that to none of you for that. Me no care how you feel about it. Me no care how much investment you think you have in me. None of them have no investment in my personal life. None of them have no investment in my brain. None of them have no rights when it comes to my opinion of governance of the country where I live in, where I am a legal law-abiding citizen in. You see, some people accept mediocrity as the norm. I want to worship it. I want to celebrate it. Can you imagine, say, you put a man in charge, you take a poor man, you elect him into office, him poor, and you know say him poor. And when he go into office, a one source of income you know say you have, and that's politics. And through politics, he managed to find a way into wealth, to the point where him picnic not go school with fear picnic. He not going to the same hospital where you and your picnic go. After the money where I make for you, and go seek better than what I provide for you on your paycheck. And you celebrate that. You celebrate that like a standard. Like a something great for have. You have low self-esteem. You have inferiority complex and it show up in our politics. Because you don't accept mediocrity from the people. First of all, you're not supposed to demand so a politician pick the school same place in a constituency. Or else him go ever lift up the standard of a constituency school if him pick the go there. Nobody shouldn't be no MP in no year where them pick the school. Primary school, all of them pick the figure. Same primary school like for you. And if you say, if you don't agree with that, then you really have low fucking self-esteem. And you have no regard for your picnic nor yourself nor your family. None. If you accept say a man go fly out for him family go a foreign, go hospital while you have to sit down up there so and tug it out the whole day with whether it be gunshot wound or cancer or blood clot gas, whether it be a broke fingernail. Ricky, I really not care what you say on your live list and on your Instagram account. It's go pan for you and go preach. Me at my mind pan my Instagram. I don't care what you say. I don't care. This is the next thing. You have to understand that every time you see somebody get a voice, one opinion, you have to run in and come tell them. So, for me opinion different from you, I don't give a fuck. This is my opinion, I share. You see, when you share yours, I'm willing to engage you. If you want to have a conversation. But right now, I don't have a conversation about what my opinion be. I want to have a conversation about why I don't think say me allowed to have one fucking opinion. I want to have a conversation about why the standard so low. And when you see when the majority standard low, when the force the rest of we standard for low too, you know. Why the primary school not good enough for you know MP picnic? A MP where MP for how much terms running and you don't even know them blood clot picnic. Why you don't know them picnic? Or you a picnic at school and you don't know for them picnic. Or you and them a picnic where same age and the only time you see them picnic is when a election time when they come out for celebrate and you see them stand up from somewhere high and a wave to no, like a blood clot Queen Elizabeth. Why you not accept that as a standard? Why not accept that as a standard? Why you have a politician who represent your constituency where your constituency things not good enough for them? You see, if your politician did have to put him in a school, if your politician, well, all right, then just fall in. Look here, you not have to agree with me, no? You don't have to agree with me. But the conversation is about why you don't feel like me have to agree with you, no? So, your politician picnic supposed to go to school in a constituency where you represent. If you're not good enough for film picnic, it shouldn't good enough for yours. And the fact that you accept that means that your self-esteem blood clot low. You don't need to talk soft or not talk too loud for some people who have no self-esteem. You don't talk too loud. And you know, it's like you know infect everybody else in the lower self-esteem because you think it means allegiance and loyalty to politicians. It doesn't. It means have no regard for self. It means that you have an inferiority complex because you celebrate the people who are giving you a low standard within which to live. You celebrate those people. Remember, I know, when you hear say, one roadwork overrun by $2 billion out of your pocket to come from half of your back in half of your head. So even if you don't come out of taxes, sometimes they have a nerve to tell us, say, I know tax pay that. Let me tell you something. You see, Andrew whatever Holness him name, they over there don't have one regular job. No European Union, no UN, no blood clot entity from nowhere in the world now can look for him and say, no, so one man work over here, son, Andrew, look, me I look for him to give him some money. No, he gets that on your head. Every single solitary dime will come through there and we're missing and misappropriate. It's yours. It's yours. It's yours. Then for living in that constituency, then pick for go school in that constituency, then for go a doctor in that constituency, then for go hospital in that blood clot constituency. Which me until one hospital reach in a constituency, then for go one nearby where uno have to go. Then for go one nearby where uno have to go. And until them build one hospital in our constituency, then go the one outside with every effort to put one hospital in our constituency. Amount of money, all right, sit down here and look and tell me now, say, where money will come from? Where the money gone? Don't worry about where money will come from. Worry about where the money gone. How much money has been missing? And this is not me, I look on a politician and guess say I'm a criminal now. Me not look on none of them and guess say I'm a criminal. Make we just talk about the money that turn up on the news missing. That you never ever hear say nobody get locked up for. It just missing. While before the money missing, it couldn't missing going to the building of one hospital. How about before money missing, we just be like, hey, some money over here, so make we make this build one hospital before missing. How about that? How about when you start call for transparency? Yeah, me tell you what transparency does. Transparency removes the possibility. Transparency removes the possibility of corruption. So when you hear everybody tell us that they must fight corruption, I lie them tell. If they want to fight corruption, they're not transparent. They would have just open the thing, put up on a website, and you see which are the money there. And every time money spent, you see who take you out and you see where you go. That's all it takes for you to have accountability and therefore reduce corruption. It's not hard. Everybody will come with one plan when there's no transparency in it. I lie them tell them just want to find a way to put them finger in the blood clot money. So, until we get one ideal system, everybody will come and tell me, said, mark this and mark that and this and that. Until we get where you hear me talk about, I don't want to feel like I have no concept of what one well-run system be. I do. But until we get to that, we're going to work with, first of all, why did I say, may I stand with Mark? You know, say nothing to do with politics. Why me say may I stand with Mark? Me and somebody will work off of energy. But work off of energy and me trust, me sensor, it has never failed. Never failed me. Anytime shit go down, I can never listen to my blood clot alarm. My alarm never miss yet, never miss. So, me work off of a person when me see stand up in front of me. First of all, me can look on him and tell you, the man that never want in a politics. The man that don't want to run for prime minister. He does not. And the fact that him not have one bloodthirsty craving for the position there, me actually find that appealing. Me find that appealing. I find it appealing, say no, in a turn over every stone I try to make you believe him, say. And the thing is, with a little bit of effort, him could have sell himself to no much. He don't really have to do nothing more and then on the presence, and I swear to you, just being on the presence, and me promise you this, because when Andrew come near you, me know he nauseate you, me not ask. The man, the body language alone nauseate you. The man, the body language alone nauseate you when he come near. And he never used to be like that. But you see, when they take one nobody and give them too much power, he corrupt them. And he is, I don't think he can be saved from himself even. So now when I then hear this person here, I watch him body language. And I have been very, very critical of him before. Because he offer himself if he serve. So me, I am HR, you are HR. That's what we're supposed to be. So yes, I rake him over hot coal. But the funny thing is, he no scotch. He really no scotch. Because me can't tell you nothing about him compared to Andrew, where is a tangible reason for not support him. Me can't tell you one single thing about him which is a tangible reason for not supporting him over Andrew. And the fact is that those are my only choices. Now, if you present me with one next choice, and then by no means me not tell us Mark perfect. And if Mark say him perfect, me wouldn't bother even support him, because that means say him is a liar. But as far as me concerned, I want an option to Andrew, and there's no other option to Andrew. Because the UIC is not it. Not it, my friend. Nobody way. Me not vote in one fundraising organization as a political party. Go find your funds them some other way. Go bust, try DJ, do something. Go drop down your pants and climb a pole and shake your pilly. Me no know. Me will tip you. But me not vote for you. We don't need somebody else to try to use Jamaica for also funds. Seeing? Change is definitely needed. Change is needed. And me not see the change that come in of them people, yeah? So it need to come away from them. And that is that. Me don't know what to Jamaican people. Why we reach a point where we allow the people that we elect as public servants to become a boss? Why? Picture this. In a lockdown, one little boy in a one corner say something unflattering about the Prime Minister, and in a tutus, police take him from the bed and embarrass him in a little room, and a man with him body in little pride, and him a look girl a road, and the man step out fresh and clean go look girl a road. Now the whole of Jamaica get to see him on TV say in a room not really so rich. Let me tell you something, my youth. Don't worry yourself, because in my room not really so rich neither, and my name and no pussy can take that from me. So that is not a representation of who you are. No make nobody put you down with that. How them find the youth so fast? You know how long them a look for some people rape some girl from when and then can't. All when people are pint pan. You me tell you the most harrowing story me here. Of one man who rape one 9-year-old. One big man who breed one 9-year-old. Them force her to carry the pitney. Well, they make she carry the pitney because nobody no care go get rid of that pregnancy. She carry the pitney to term, give birth, and the pitney at 10. They show me this a 19-year-old girl with a 10-year-old pitney. And everybody says, see man, they were breed him. We tell police, we tell this. See, where them name come up, Sissoko come up and farm. First of all, who is Sissoko? Because me I try from year and not to find who the blood clot is Sissoko. I'll know me can't tell who. And then can't find a man that we have one pitney with the DNA and him can check. But then can find one little boy when it says sitting and flattering about the Prime Minister. No, people have told me. Of course, minions have said that he did not go out and arrest the boy. All right. Jesus. All right. Friends of mine, if you call me one time, I'm going to decline your call. And you call me 2 times, I'm going to decline your call. And you call me 3 times, I'm going to decline your call. Whew. Stop. Call. Yeah. We don't have the capacity to find one criminal where I walk around in a plain sight. There's a running joke that about one man where they commit one crime in one community and the TV camera there and them a do the interview on the TV, and I say and they haven't been able to apprehend the man, and the people must say see him there, him that right over there, and they still attack like they not hear the people. They attack like they not hear the people at all. Frustrating for those who really want to do well. And you may tell you, people they out here, and every Jamaican are bad people, you know. People out here who want to do the right thing, people out here who want to facilitate the right thing, people out here who actually have worked feverishly and try to change this shit show. But you see, no alliances and no fears are standing in the way of we have one place where match up to the opinion of ourselves. Because we have high opinions of ourselves, you know. Lord Jesus, at Jamaica, we think we're the best at everything. Nobody confuse you seeing with Jamaica, you know. You seeing are the best. Most of them not run go nowhere. Most of them couldn't run from dog if it go by it, you know. So nobody confuse fit him skill set with inabilities. No confuse them. Because most of them don't do no physical activity except for what guy fridge go pick up sitting for come sit down back in a couch for watch TV while you just go so exercise your big finger blood clot loan. Right? And then when you don't sit down and live that life of slovenliness, on a broke fight and say rest a week if you go take one experimental juke to make uno safe. Because you have all of these pre-existing conditions where you're cultivating your blood clot self and then you make them mandate one juke. For me, to take it. So that me cannot give you sitting when not kill me but might kill you because you never healthy to begin blood clot with. Bex. So now me, I forgot to compensate for your shortcomings. And do all this while we did try to tell you to do things different. We did try to tell you to do things blood clot different and you never want to do it for your own self. But now me have to do something for your own self. Man, piss me off. And then we don't have one leader. We actually mandate that. Now somebody came under my post and said, wait till she find out say Mark endorse the vaccine. Me already know say Mark did endorse the vaccine. You think me an idiot? You think me really and truly run out and support him and never know? I don't have a problem with you endorsing the vaccine. I have a problem with you mandating the fucking vaccine. The mandate is the problem. And we've been having this conversation for like 2 years. The mandate is the problem. If you decide so you want to inject yourself with pipe cleaner, be my blood clot guest. Just make me leave the room before so nobody no pin that death on me. But when you decide so you're going to inject pipe cleaner in yourself, just no mandate say erase away if you do that stupid shit. You go do that stupid shit. That is the problem. So when you tell me say Mark endorse the vaccine, so my family members and friends will endorse the vaccine too. Me and them don't have no argument. We have brethren same way. Nothing changed between us. Only people when something changed between me and them is the one that I try to ram it down my throat. No, me not like nobody ram nothing down my throat. Things will go down my throat and me if you put it in my mouth. That's that. That is that. For some who know or run at the back, we're back at the class and dunce and can't understand me telling her again. It's the mandate. The time when you say, all we need to take it. All we have to take it for work for 1 hour. Dunce blood clot. And then I try explain. Herd immunity to me. You're correct. It's herd immunity. You know, it's herd. You know, a blood clot cow. Herd is right. Fucking cow. Go take it. You can take as much as you want. Me can't tell nobody said enough you want to take juke. You know how much juke me take? And yes, me take juke out of some questionable things. But am I right? Me if I choose it. Me can look for 100 man and juke 100 man and then one man come and me say, I may have a right. I have the right. But one of the do I take the right from we? And who are the one we did do that? When Tufton said the time has come for us to discriminate, yes, I'm going to use that word, discriminate, against the unvaccinated. Blood clot. When me tell you say, me I look for an alternative, don't argue with me. When you say somebody if you lose their job, their livelihood, you can't tell me say that is a Do remember, you know, when somebody go govern one country, they not govern one set of people, you know, they might govern everybody. They might govern everybody. Right? So when the people disagree, when the people them split, right? When the people them split, on a point, it is the Prime Minister's job and him governing body for unite we. And what they did was came in the middle and take a blood clot. What I sit in the name again? Crowbar. And prize we open. Bus we are the same instead of them come and be like, yo, Jamaicans, we are get through this together whether you're vaxxed or unvaxxed. We are one out of many one people. Out of many one people, I don't understand. That's your motto. That's the blood clot motto. Because you don't have one politician who stand up in front of you and say, out of many, go one set of people we are going to accept over here, so the rest of them for go on. change around the motto completely, you know, change the meaning of the motto, you know. Then something that hurt me, you know. Hurt me, you know. So, hear what I say. You see, if we have another crisis come up again, I don't want to see Andrew up there and manage that because he don't manage crisis good. He don't manage crisis good. That's the meat of the matter. Whether it is somebody who go carry one vaccine, can give you and the vaccine go work or not work, the fact is, it can't be somebody up there who go say, that one size you need to fit all out, because that is not good governance. And then I ask, me not ask Christ, me not ask Uno, me not ask him. That is shitty governance. For you to come in with one sitting, and as I done, you say, take this or else. And then the rest of us sit down and say, like, when you take man feed it, about there is no mandate. You're a fool. If you can't go work, if you have no mandate, that you're an idiot. You are an idiot. If people can't go work, can't do nothing, can't do this, can't do that. I not like talk to idiot, you know. I have a problem at talk to idiot. It's not that, alright, I shouldn't say that. I don't mind talk to idiot, but not about serious things. I don't want to talk to an idiot about serious things. Right? Near, in gimmicks, them I want a shot him in the foot. I have a brethren who tell me, say, in think Andrew talking to Peanut Dread was brilliant PR. I say, for who? Because me listen to Andrew, and me understand what I say, but Peanut Dread don't have a clue what the fuck he matter about. And most of the people them what Peanut Dread can influence, no know what he matter about neither, so who that serve? If people them will have sense, will look upon him, I take Peanut Dread for one gimmick and entertainment, and then they want them out, the critical thinkers among them, I'll be like, I'm tired of this guy. I'm tired of this guy. Him now come with no substance. All him come with is PR. The man should have tried to turn one artist, but he's so corny and cheesy, he couldn't be. Couldn't be. No matter how much artists in go around, not even by process of osmosis, nothing cool no catch him. I never see another brother lame so yet. Jesus, somebody give him a spliff. Give him a spliff. He need to take at least 2 puff off of one spliff and go sit down on one corner and just chill. And feel the fool around in the vertebrae because blood clot. A man they never smoke it. I think he ever drink a glass of wine. Me tell you something, man. Allow each other to make choices. Allow each other to have preferences. Allow each other to disagree with you. Allow each other to disagree. It is not only okay, it is necessary. We need disagreement. How you can learn if there's no disagreement? How would a new thought ever be introduced if the new thought have to disagree with the old thought, So how can we ever, we not have no research done on something here. You go for a whim, you go for wishful thinking and you want to force me to join you for your wishful thinking. And this time I don't want to put in charge and tell me, say, me if accept the money, and me if accept the money, is a madman. Eh? You see when he gone out of the Labour Party, then we will consider them one option again. Him and Tufton. But as long as Tufton in charge of health and him are in our country run it, it's a no for me. It's a hard no. It's a hard no with a serious bypass. We have to disagree in order for we to discover every single thing that we used to have as fact in the past, we get upgraded to something else, was first disagreed with. How the fuck we are going to progress if we can't disagree with no premise what we stand up on right now? How can we progress without disagreement? I want to reach to the point now where I want to criminalize disagreement. I want to criminalize disagreement. When people say other ways were there, now they don't come back and I say, then remember, we never have this before and we never know. We knew. There were many of us saying, no, we knew. You go after your thought, which actually disenfranchised a lot of people. And there were other thoughts which said, this is a different way. And you did not listen to any of them. You never listen to none of them and then have a nerve to come talk about, we do what we... Listen to me, man. And he still a push the vaccine all now. Another man, they don't want to tell me, say, if you take... No, brother. make it available. You see if them in carotene and just make it available and say, this over here, so, you know, tested yet. We're not sure what it's going to do. But then say, it have a chance of beating or something and something like, look like it going to beat we. You know, say, whole of Jamaica that run go take it. But the man just come in and be like, yo, Johnny Bravo. Blood clot. Fool is a person. And then every time when you disagree with him, in reel up. In reel up like Ray girl. In reel up and licking weave. And dirty wine and trace and dropping clothes and showing crutches. And no badness in you is a madness. Madness, and he's short-sighted because this is not something we even play out in 10 years, you know. We did that tell him say this is go on, you know. And I will it more prediction when they come yet, you know. And some of them die. Right? You can't question the man. You can imagine you vote for him man and then you can't ask him no question. How the blood clot you think you be? Jesus Christ, I wish me did have 10 million votes. And I gave every one of them to leave for them put front against him. But right now, I vote for orange peel. I vote for one banana skin over him. Me would have vote for can for my toe over him. Me. Bomba clot. I vote for one used condom over him. Me can't think of nothing else. We're useless to me. I gotta vote for my whole wig. My always pull up as we go get the worst comments. Me da vote for over him. And when me say over him, I don't want you feel like it's a vaccine decision neither. I am looking at his administration. Have you seen favor in education? Have you seen favor in education? Favor move like somebody who never go to school. Like she's not familiar with the construct that is school. She not understand the hierarchy in a school. She feel like she can override principal, she can override this, she not do nothing in favor. She make committees for the things to kids when I have no kids on it. Like, who them people here, where they get them from? Ugh. When they speak, one time I see one tweet from the Prime Minister's wife where say woman figure improve their education. And I want one of them International Day Against Violence Against Women or Women's Day or one of them something, you know. Say, woman figure improve their education, figure get education. But I go paraphrase, this is not a quote. But you get the idea. The woman for improve their education so man can stop abuse we. Me still not get over that one there, you know. Jesus Christ, man abuse because we don't. So for me tell us most of the band them we abuse we don't sound we. Oh Jesus. Help. She said that and she not take it back, you know. She not apologize all now for that speak out a turn there. And you know what the dangerous thing about these misdeeds. It's not that it hurt my feelings, you know. No. It scare me because it a create environment. Them something that enable. Like when Delroy Chuck. When Delroy Chuck say, we don't want to see what them have happening in America now. We don't want to see a repeat of that down, you know. Because I mean, if somebody did harass you in the elevator 10 years ago and you never say nothing, don't bother with it and then they chuckle. I feel the hope drain right out of my blood clot body, and in that moment I felt like I would relocate overseas. Because fuck, the man who is the Minister of Justice said, if you did not feel confident or brave enough to seek justice, then shut the fuck up. Don't bother come up here, come talk. And Andrew kept him. When there was an outcry from well-thinking survivors of sexual violence, among other survivors of violence, Andrew said he's not letting him go. He kept him. What does that say to you? What does that say to you? The man said, and you know what was happening in America? When he said, you see what's going on in America now, we don't want to see that. What was happening in America was that people, mostly women, who were abused in the past, have come forward with the Me Too movement, and I get justice. And our Minister of Justice said, he doesn't want us to get justice. I'm going to tell you this now. Somebody might say, Jesus, harassment in our elevator, so you're going over. Yes, because that is where it begins. You know, say, sexual violence begins from the thought, progress to the conversation, and move on to the action. You see, when the thought get expressed and it find fertilized ground for drop on and start grow and spread, that's how empower the movement. It start from heckling. Right? And him just legalize every fucking predator and potential predator and opportunist predator. Him just tell everybody we done prep and we are ready. Say, dog, get straight. Don't worry yourself, I got you. Him just tell every little pitney we just get harassed, say, don't talk. No talk. And then keep him. Now, if you can't even inspire the desire to seek justice, should you be Minister of Justice? Are he my Minister of Justice, you know? You want me to go down the line and report all of them? Remember, say man, you have one Minister of Education who are involved in something with some money missing in it, some money misappropriation in. Fuck her with money. When keeping her. And we end up and get compensated, you know, even though Jamaica suffer the loss. Them people are unapologetic. They're arrogant. Me can't talk about the national security because we no got none. Me can't talk about the national security. It don't make no sense me talk about it. Can't talk about national security. We don't got none. So we need now go there so. Because every time when we talk about crime and security, we look and get the people like get the people that run crime. Get the people that run crime, here. Get the people that run crime. Get the people that pawn. And them run crime. And we have that, you see, I know, me not blame a politician, I blame Uno, because Uno comfortable find a scapegoat for everything will go wrong in this country. So Uno comfortable. You see, as soon as you can make a little money and move up, you're happy to hear them tell poor people and ghetto people say them a problem. You're happy. Once you take away yourself, and you can sit down for one perch high enough to look down your nose upon people, you happy. So I know a problem. You not blame get up people and poor people. I know a problem. As soon as you know have it, look how quick you know it easy if you say, turn on your yard and shut your mouth. Shut up your blood clot mouth and turn on your yard because you have food in your house. And people get locked up. Police and soldier fling man up in a truck back because go to the road, go try look a little food. One man keep on party and then lock him up. One man keep on party and then lock him up. Do remember, you know, say they lock down party are some people only source of income, you know. So you feel like say the man they try expose nobody to nothing. How hard would it have been for them to actually test the people and say what percentage of them in here so did actually have. So if you test the whole like PH on them in a party and nobody have COVID. Where did lock him up for? Was it really about a sickness? How hard would it have been for you if you did make it an option for people test outside of the event? And how hard would it have been for you to acknowledge the people and say, me catchy. I'm a boil papa leaf. I boil papa leaf. Among some other things. And take and drink it. And it go away. Me steam with eucalyptus oil and menthol crystal. And it go away. How hard would that have been? For you to acknowledge them people. Instead of you just say, one way, my way or the highway, one way, one motherfucking way. When everybody will be like, but we over here so do one next way. We literally over here so do one next fucking way, bitch you deaf. Me nah forget, you know. Do remember say me nah forget. So when you hear me say me I go end that. You see when me turn up out say you hear me nah see PNP them a broke nothing, you know. In a Migla lockdown, no movement day, the Labour them a party and a cheer to no movement blood clot day. A toast to no movement day and bust out a big dirty laugh, and instead of them fire the boy, them put him in one next spot. Now listen to me. Me no feel like say that boy don't have nothing for a country, you know. Me no feel like there should have been no lockdown in their first fucking place. So me no against him a party. Me against him and him people him a tell we say we can't party while him a party. That is a different thing. And then after him broke his own rule when he said for people them, you know some Gestapo people them here. After them set the rule and them same one fucking broke it. Right? And the people them a call for his head. Man just transfer him go somewhere and give him a bigger post. You know when he just said to no? Or suck no ma. And that he say. He just say, fuck no. Come suck my dick. And y'all's voters. And then you're not going to tell me, say, me not feel look what alternative. Alternative it is. Alternative it is. I want to make it clear. I do not think Mark is comparable to a Leaf. And I'm happy that Mark is there as an alternative, because if it wasn't him and it was a Leaf, it would have hurt me hard to vote for one Leaf, but I would have to. So, if you can't tell me one good reason why we shouldn't keep this a man, don't tell me. Not try to tell me no good reason why we shouldn't get the next Monday. If you can't tell me one good reason to keep this man, do not try to tell me a good reason to not get this other one. Shay Hill, you need to go try to open your eye. For me, I open a long time when I talk, you call me crackhead and conspiracy theorist. Some people call me tinfoil hat. I'm in the rabbit hole. But you know what? Yes, we good down here. In the rabbit hole. So far, I don't discover no blood clot. I don't have no heart, nothing. I'm really, really sorry for people who have complications, because I can only imagine how it feels now to have complications and not even be able to speak about it because you're so censored. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. So the way you find out about how people like me feel is that way there, when you really need to be able to speak. I'm sorry, say, on a sense, there's so much people that know when you need voices to speak to, no, there are so little voices to speak on your behalf. I'm really sorry. But you did this. You did this. Right now, mainstream media is so compromised. It is, people ask me so many stupid question. I'm like, Tanya, so you tell me, say, all them people are together? Listen, mainstream media is owned by one very limited amount of people. And all it takes to bring full media on board is incentive. No matter how much money Jamaican people make, they still go on hungry and starving. So you can always incentivize them with a little bit of chum change. If you scatter some corn in front of them, then come like, come and fall. Then go name it. Then don't look around and be like, hold on, where you fatting me for? Where you fatting me for? Then, and we don't have no real media. The media, right now, which one of the media, they might cover the fact, say, people over our France are going to place. And say they not come off a road till Macron gone. Which one of the media, they might cover that? Who cover that? Who cover all of the shit we are going around the world? Any of our media cover? You know, find it frightfully weird. Say media now cover major uprising all over the world. The good thing about social media is that now we are so connected that you can literally speak to somebody. Everyone we know somebody in every country. Right? Everyone we must. If you don't know somebody in another country, you must live on one fucking rock. And if you don't know somebody in another country, you can still go on social media and go find one. Who there, friends? What going over there? What go on? Me here sitting up on the road. What? So it is, you know what go on when me look upon some of the people when me know when me used to think smart. There are some people when me used to think smart where I will never even engage them in conversation again. Because now I know say me I look down upon them, me just never know say I saw them fool no bumbo clot. Because they make it person where they make it person where I go benefit, where profit from hurting them, be the one to dictate their actions. I never seen nothing like this yet from a barn. There's no way under the sun. If we're not getting the crime stats for Jamaica, then we can't expect world news. We not get Heather, not start me. The crime stats for Jamaica, we not get nothing here. We not get no real nothing here. And the media houses don't feel obligated for share no news. Then they for share the government propaganda. So anything when government say, I eat them care. And censorship is real. Me can tell you this from experience. Me know for facts and social media heavily censored. When I used to say it before, people laugh after me. I'm like, whatever. But until Elon Musk buy Twitter and start Lego the bird. Ooh. It's like the axe will chop down the forest to make the firewood. The tree then trust the axe down because it make out of wood. All media houses acting as JIS. Yes. Yeah. It is a shame. It is a shame. But luckily, we're not idiots and we can talk to each other. Now, when me talk to somebody where they're Italy, when me actually know in a real life, what tell me, say, Tanya, this is what is happening in Italy. How you go come when the labor then come now, come tell me, say, you're dunce. You don't know what's going on. Like, bitch, you know anybody anyway? All you know are up in an Andrew colon. You have your head so far up in blood clot ass. Eh? You know anybody anyway? You ever stop for take your time for talk to nobody? You so fucking tribal that the only people you talk to are the one that are green like you and stink like a beard. Talk to some people. Get to know people. Establish your own network. Establish your own network. Don't be too green. Don't be too red. Be Jamaican. Be Jamaican. Stop to find out information for yourself. If somebody tell us something sound incredulous, go look. Question it, hold it up. Anyhow, information come to you and you hold it up to your light and say, let me look on this, and somebody grab you and be like, no, look on it. You know if you dash with that blood clot. Dash it away. Dash it away. The moment you start questioning things, you get called down in another country. You know, sister, sit now go wrong. The moment you start questioning things, how somebody can say sit now your question and then stop you from questioning and you don't realize you're sitting wrong? How don't you not get? How don't you not go alone yourself forget? You know, say brain one muscle and if you don't exercise it, it'll go flabby, right? Right? The people in come in and sit, you know, well, we couldn't question none at all, you know? Even now when the whole fucking card, house of cards are fall down to us, you still not allowed to talk about it. Jesus Christ. Scary, you know? Scary, you know, dog? Say, me share a world with some people where you can knock them over with a fucking feather. Then so light. Right now, I see it still, you know, Africa look nice because I see African leader, they must stand up, it give me an erection, dog. I don't even have no dick. The African leader, they must stand up. I like it. Say they must stand up. We have amoeba. Not even exoskeleton, they know, got just gel. No fucking bone. Nah, stand up. You know how them breed, nobody can not stand up on them. I'm tired. Allow each other to disagree. Disagree with one another. Be comfortable with disagreement. First of all, you don't need to learn to accept rejection too. It is okay. People have the right to reject you, your ideology, your political affiliation, your religion, your thought process. People have the right to reject you. Right? I reject PNP for years. I know I reject JLP. I have the right. And it is my responsibility as a Jamaican, it is my obligation as a Jamaican citizen to look and be unbiased and neutral and say, this is what I see. Me can't wrong, you know. And if I'm wrong, correct me with facts. If I'm wrong, correct me with facts. With actual facts. But you know, get for running and come be like, hey, wait a minute. You see that little jib, something there? Now speak it around me. I don't like it. You can't speak it, you know. Me not tell you say you can't speak it, you know. Me not instruct your speech, you know. Me just say no speak it around me. Because me no like it. And I come in and so tell me, you no demand more democracy from me than you demand from the politician them. This Jamaica on democracy, my space is not. Jamaica is a democracy. To the best of my knowledge. But in my personal space and your personal space, it is not. So you know get for just run in and come tell me say, how dare you? How dare me what? How dare me have a thought, an independent thought? How dare me look on somebody and say, alright, out of them two, them me choose? You don't want to have arranged marriage for politics? Like you get to come and tell me, say, you sing one song when I like, so now you feel like you guy when me vote for, like, fuck you very much. Stop like my song. Never hear nothing so dumb. You know you know who Kevin Hart vote for? When you sit down and watching comedy and skin your teeth, you know who he vote for? No. And it don't make a difference to your life. Because him a one person and he have a right to vote for who he want, if he vote at all. And if he no vote, he have that right too. You know who the fuck Beyonce vote for? Well, yes, you can assume because he chop back a Hillary. Back a Democrat them. Barack, whoever. Barack Obama. We bomb the most blood clot and start new war and never end none. Look here, man. You don't make no skin fool, you know. You don't make no red and green color affiliations fool, you know. Why you not like think? Why you not scared for think? Why you not afraid for think, though? Why you not want to think? Thinking that the biggest power where you have the ability to look at something and fathom what the fuck it is. That's the biggest power where you have to be able to think your way through one maze of ideology, of affiliation, of religion and politics and all of the different shit we don't use for this to divide each other. Your thought are the most powerful of all of them there. And the more you think, the better you get at it. Just start. Start where you're there. It's never too late. Just think. Ask yourself the hard question and don't afraid for the answer where you get. Me not accept none of the reason why people not think. Me just nah go under. Me nah accept none of the reasons why people not think. Me sure no one way or not think. Old people blame young people for everything we go wrong in our world. Young people don't have no fucking power. Young people don't have no power. Young people don't run country. Young people don't run country. Young people don't run corporations. Young people don't farm policy. Young people not fucking create no bill, write no bill, nor vote feet. Young people have no power. Yet a young people get blamed for all that shit we go wrong in our world. How? And the fact so not actually accept that like as a general premise, it means so no mad, or no crazy. The fact so no things say young people are worse thing whatever happen when I want to give birth to them and raise them suggest so no fucking crazier than me even think. Where the young people then come from? Where they get these things from? Who sell them drugs? Who show them drugs in the first place and then sell them drugs and then give them drugs? Who manipulate them for profit from them? Who? Who manipulate the young people? Who want to fuck them and who want to make money off of them? Who want to control them? Who want to be in charge of them? I know young people. I know other young people, you know. Are old people. Every single fucking thing will go wrong. And then manipulate them into becoming mini uno. So that the stupid rascal cycle can keep going. This is it. The old man with the penis who can barely stand up and wander with the young girl, you are the problem, sir. The old man will refuse to get all such a Botox herself into blood clot oblivion. You are the problem. The one who want to be immortal. You know a problem. and young people. The fact I don't actually think it even plausible for blame young people just suggests so we're not even more crazy than it possible for be. We're not crazy. We're not broken meat up on craziness. So like we're not gone beyond. And then I don't want to propagate that. So when you come along and see somebody where I think for themselves and actually have one opinion, she chat too much. Fuck you, bitch. Nobody not chat too much. When it comes to having discussion and thinking and sharing ideas, nobody not chat too much. Because it is only through communication, the exchange of ideas, where we are going to ever think we out of this shit hole we want to dig and put we in. So the censorship need to stop. Every time somebody open their mouth and say something, we're not like, like a fucking rascal that knows not, baby. Because you can't handle the fact say PNP exists. Because you're so green, right? PNP nothing exists. If PNP no exists, who you the fuck you think I go keep the labor at them in check? You dumb shit. Who you think I'll keep them in check? You think it's possible for you if you have one good country, even if the labor them are the best thing on earth, you think them are going to remain that way there if them in there without nobody at all, it's be like, no, this not ethical. Who are going to hold them accountable? Stupid no bumbleclot. You need opposition. You need people who disagree with you. You need people who disagree with you. Nobody get me started on cancel culture. Jesus, me either and me can't. I pick a wrong timeline for coming now. I don't know what I do, yeah. I don't belong here, I don't know. I don't think that this is a planet that I aim for. I don't know where the fuck I land here. And when I come off of that ride here, I don't think I come back at that theme park here because it is shit. And in a word, whatever I pay for come here, so whatever it costs me for come here, earth not worth it. The humans are not worth it, man. The humans are not worth it, man. We can't disagree no more. First of all, from what the end of me depend this because it bother me hard, you know, I want to know when a human who is in the body of a man says he recognizes the fact that he's a woman, that word woman, when recognized MB, what is it? What exactly is it? What is it in that exists already in nature named woman where him measure himself against to say him realize say him a one? What is it? Because it can't be we, you know. Because now when the man them come over, them a change we. So what you say you identify with me and then but me have to change to make you come over yourself. What is it? What is it? And do get me, you know. Me not transphobic. Me no kind of phobic, you know. You know, so I'm not kind of phobic except, is there such a thing as pedophilia phobic? And rape phobic? You see, encroachment, I have a problem with them there. I have a problem with encroachment. So encroachment pan picnic, encroachment pan people who say no, encroachment pan people who can't arrive at one conclusion where protect them best interests on account of them have mental illness or some other kind of condition will render them unable to look out for themselves. You see, from una two healthy consenting adult, me not have a problem with you, do whatever the fuck you want. But when you say you feel you're one woman now, can we just agree on something? You can be a woman if you want. But if you occupy the body of a biological male, you can't compete in a woman things. Things were physical, were created for one woman's body. As long as you still occupy the man body, you don't take part in it. Because you're one woman, but do remember your body is a man. And it's if a body sport, like if a boxing and wrestling, one man crack two woman's skull. I'm going to say one man because the body with fuck her head belong to one man. The person inside that is a woman, you know. No, we not argue about that. We not argue at all. The person inside is a woman. 100%. You don't even have to call her trans. She, in there, is a woman. But the body we're out here, so I thumb people, is a man. is a man. How much man right now? How much man body in a prison right now are wait for transfer for going a woman body in prison? Because they identify. We have previous sex offense record. I wait for going a woman prison right now for go lie down in the same cell with a defenseless small woman. How much man? How much man? We not go do the research. Enough things are going on just rub me wrong. But you know, I come back to Jamaica. And Jamaica do not get it twisted, you know, but I feel like saying anything when you say I go in there, it's a world not affect we. We live in a world here. Or need to stop being so fucking corners. Jesus. Mr. Soti, I need a drink. I need a drink. Jesus Christ. The Martin, right? Me I try to figure out and do me not see trans man have been no problem. Oh, I saw a video. I me download it to my phone and me save it and I want to share it to know. With a trans man, I share opinion on that topic, yeah. I want to share to know and I want to talk about it. Guys, listen to me. Let me tell you something. You see things them what you see and be like, me no get involved here for them think conversation, motherfuckers. So a man if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Listen, let me tell you something. Jesus help us. I'm tired. I can't lift the weight no more. It world heavy. I'm a back broad, but it is only one back, and backs weren't meant to carry the weight of the world. Wanna step up, no man? Step up because you need all the way on board with the conversation. Not if you agree with me, no, but if you discuss it, man. And if we discuss it, think critically and discuss it long enough, we are going to find solutions for all of this. We are going to find out, say, it's not acceptable for Andrew to be so arrogant. As a public servant, shouldn't be so arrogant. You can't just hand down one judgment and just tell we and just say, swallow this. Fuck you, me not do that with sex. Me certainly not going to do that with politics. You can't just come and just ram sit in the mouth and say, swallow this. Fuck you, foreplay, motherfucker. Foreplay. Warm way up to it. Have a discussion. See if we like it. Find out what we like. Find out what we G-spot there. Touch with somewhere. Nibble something. Find a nipple. Blood clot. You just come and just hood. Body. But fuck you. Maybe we're not educated enough. And that's why I'm a fuck with so. But that's why I'm abuse with so. Maybe. Democratic foreplay. Yes, I demand it. I demand, as a citizen of this country, I demand democratic foreplay. I demand it. I demand that the people in power caress my fucking brain and turn me on before fucking me. And that's why I'm not vote Andrew, and that's why I'm going to vote against him. So, you see if any Labour come and see a picture, if they never hear the conversation, I just tell them for me. Me not vote for him. Me vote against him. And he pulls them, we have him a shit in and draws, abe. He pulls them out get worse. You're the least popular prime minister in the history of Jamaica. And it's for a reason, because you're an asshole. That is it. Radam your bumbo clots. And no, Daryl. Prosperity, nothing. Poor people not prosper. Poor people not prosper. So, you see when you may have a problem when uptown people try to justify bad uptown behavior. You don't know. You really don't have no, we have no any ramifications of this, you know, because you are not the one where it affect the most. You don't know. You don't know. So when you say it get better for you, who know? It not get better for the masses. It not get better for the masses. And if you can only If you can only see through your lens of privilege, then something wrong with you and me can't associate with you neither. If you can see, say, look man, them I face it rough. If you can see, say, hustling cut off. Then you can't share space with your brother. In fact, say, poor people say, we want different, we are going to give JLP a chance. We are so fond of PNP, we want different. And you bring in one man, we lock down in place and say, go ahead and turn ahead and come out for days. And when the people them come out the road, they lock them up. Me not care what you want, find for justify that. Me go tell you this now. You see somebody who have the people best interest at heart and care about the people, would have never say, there's a bird in the bush. When might kill you, so me go box out them 2 birds in the hand. 2 birds in the bush. When might kill you, so me go box out the 1 bird in the hand. When we grew up with the saying, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bushes, right? So, the bird in our hand is our ability to go out right now and eat dinner and preserve our health. Because without dinner, we can't preserve our health. The bird in the bush is where you are telling me, say, you're going to protect me from, you're going to protect me from one sitting road, so whoever hurt me. And you never have the emotional intelligence to accommodate a discussion we step outside of the realm of your comfort. And that make you unfit to be Prime Minister of any country. Any country. Unfit. Me declare you unfit. And by your actions. Not by my personal preference. I don't know you and I don't care to. But you should go. That is it. You're bad for Jamaicans. You have no manners to Jamaicans. You have no respect for Jamaicans. You have no respect for Jamaica. And that makes you unfit. Unfit. That makes you unfit. So Jamaican people, stop telling each other so not to brave. If you say Prime Minister no fit. You sit down in Jamaica and can look over this and laugh about the current dementia patient when they have over America, right? You can sit down here and did talk about Donald Trump, and did talk about George Bush, and talk about everybody else. But when we will live here so, talk about who live here so, you feel like we need to apply for some special permit. You know what? You know part of how I know say Andrew no fit to be Prime Minister? Say in a lockdown, when people want to protest the lockdown, Andrew make it so that he have a state of emergency. You have to apply to him for permission for oppose, for fucking... You have to apply to him for permission, for protest. Him, you think he might give you no blood clot permission for protest him? And you feel like I still want democracy? He's an idiot. I mean, I tell you this right now. If you I go sit down there and look me in my face and tell me say that is a democracy, you're a fucking idiot. How you can possibly have to go to a man, go apply for permission? That's like a man who thump in your face and you go to him, go tell him, say, you think you're alright if me go get one bad man come thump your back in your face? Bitch, just go for the bad man and make him thump him in your face. You can't go ask him permission. You think it's alright if me pack my things them and grab a picnic them and run, we go to safety before you kill me? You think it's alright, me make a permission, please, make me run from you, because you're gonna kill me, yeah. Blood clot idiot, you know. And then have a nerve to stand up, you know, and look down pan and talk condescendingly. You no take after on a man, you no follow back. Eh? You no take off him after the man, you no follow back. Because so arrogant and so no arrogant and wrong and strong and ignorant no bumbo clot. So you come out now and look down your nose. Oh my God, I can't believe. Tanya, I always thought you had better sense than this. I can't believe you're being so, oh my God, you're being so ignorant. Clutching your pearls, you dumb bitch. Listen, you see for everybody when they enforce, if you take experimental treatment, if you keep a job, if you be able to remain mobile, To the people them who for family say they can't come near. Grandkids can't come near grandparents. Family broke up over this, you know. Because grandkids can't go near grandparents. If they not take a joke. Oh God. Grandkids when not see them grandparents and grandparents when not see them grandkids for 2 years. Because then drive fear in our no. Say a hug from your grandpitney can kill you. Anybody will drive the fear then you and broke up your family like that for swing. Gallows. Gallows. Anybody will do that to your family. Me have a mother when in a nursing home and I couldn't visit. And I tell you this, nobody can tell me. Say I know the stress of separation, I know the stress of what would appear to her to be abandonment. Make she get stroke after stroke after stroke. And she dead. And a lady when me born out her green crutches and grew up in her green house. Or when you cut her green blood run out, it couldn't get a funeral because the pussy then say we can't gather. That then say. We don't get to say goodbye. We don't get to say a proper funeral and gear. And as much as me hate them with a passion, me still ring her bell for her. Me still ask the funeral director, lady who is a labourite and who my mother said, this is where I go. When me hear my mother tell the owner of that place, say, you and me dead, you want to do with my body. And then me carry her go. And in dead before she never know because we not tell her. And a female daughter look after her. And her in daughter is a labourite councillor candidate. And in daughter, who me ask if she have bell. And she say, yes man. And me say, ring it blood clot bell for my mother. Because that a labourite. Ring it bumbo clot. Because if fact say, me vex with them. No change nothing. My mother was a labourite. Everybody know that. Everybody who know Kathleen Spence know that. Yeah. As much as me no subscribe to church, you know. Me get up a Sunday morning time when me there Jamaica, you know. When my mother no mobile figure up on her own no more. Me get up Sunday morning. Every Sunday when me there Jamaica, me get up and get her ready and put her in my vehicle and me carry her go to church. Me and my daughter walk going every Rasta and Marshall's name. Yes, a Rasta and Marshall's me shop. And find the cutest dress them for my mother. My mother Chris no blood clot biscuit. Sunday morning go to church and have him, make sure he have him purse with in collection in the Ghana Anglican church. Even though me not subscribe and me not go to church. But me not force my beliefs on people and I will come right back to the mandates. Me not believe in that. Me not believe in that. How many of us, by show of hands, just put up a hand how much I will last a loved one and couldn't have a funeral? Just by show of hands. How much I know? Lost a loved one and couldn't have a funeral. Have old people in a nursing home and couldn't visit them. How much I want to force to become abandoners? How much I want to force to abandon on all people them? Because you have fear driven into you, so you need to protect them from love and affection. So you need to protect them from presence, from communication, from normal blood clot things. We used to pick up my mother a week time and carry her to a restaurant, go sit down and eat her food, you know. When my mother say, come carry me to Richmond now, what you want, grandma? Me just want to show my face. And she sit down in a run cup of bar and drink her liquor. A great blood clot injustice was carried out. And people, we need to stop divide. So now people out there divide because you vax and me and vax. Stop that shit because I will all of them fuck with. And the whole of them blood clot fuck up and no one know. So you see, you who never take it, you lose things because you never take it. You see who take it, you lose your health. You see you who take it. How much I want to talk to we take it where tell me say no compromise, where say I tell me all the different conditions when I have a moment to take it. Or no tell me, why don't I tell Andrew? Tell him. You never obey the regulation. Ed, I wish me did. Yeah, me tell you what did happen to me now. You see, because I know say me cuss so loud. Because I know say me cuss so loud. And my pastor, Mr. Hutchie said, if he come there and see 15 people with him, I go make 16 him a turn back. Brit, me sorry. The pastor said if he come, they can see one person more and for them will turn back. And we not disrespect him and we not make them take away. We not make him get no kind of compromise based on we. He says, I'm not me know from me I got school. It's what I say, I war them so me couldn't, me would never put nobody else at risk. Seeing? So me have people cuss me because me put an announcement on the radio. We put the announcement on the radio. My mother used to listen to radio religiously and read the death column in the paper religiously to see if anybody did what she know. And then if me there, I have to carry go funeral. If me not there, I one of them other kids, either my daughter have to go carry go funeral. And let me show you something. See her, she take taxi, we make sure she get her taxi and go funeral. My mother no miss people funeral, you know. And she no get no funeral at all. She no get no funeral. She no get no funeral. She no get no funeral. Down to this very day, she still no get nothing. She have one little sitting up at Anglican Church at Richmond. One little sitting where when me look on it, me I tell you, it's symbolic. Me not one person was given to ritual, but my mother was. Right? And one little bit of we get that we couldn't put no date. People cuss me still have people that cuss me. Right? We could have put the announcement and we couldn't put no date and no funeral day and no place or no nothing. The amount of cussing, you know how much people she have. Where my mother used to be a community health aide. She work in a community, them she walk house to house, she wear baby, she bathe indigent, she dress sore foot. Seeing? And she go a funeral throughout the entire length and breadth of where she work. Plus anyone on her co-worker, them if a co-worker have a family down the country, have a funeral, she in a trip ago. Is a woman to make trip for friend, family member with dead. She involve them with it and she not get no funeral. She not get no funeral. Me will never blood clot forgive not one of them pussy there for this. Me not care what no one tell me. So you can say any fucking thing you don't want, but they not get forgiven for this. You know why? Me not take a joke and see me. Then tell we say if we not take it, we are going over there and see we not dead. And they never willing. You see, I know the facts that them think this all kill when they try to protect we, you know. They never willing to have a conversation about it. You see, if we did sit down and have a conversation and convince me and then me agree, but that's fine. When me find out say I fuck with me, that's still fine. Because me that stand for my word, because me did agree. But me never agree, me did I'll disagree loudly and then never one year. And the fact say you never one year is what make you blood clot guilty of a crime against society. You rip up family. You rip up just because you don't know no blood clot love, you never want we feel for one. You rip up family. You rip we, you really, really rip we. Yeah, man, you rip we. Me used to go sit down with my mother and the rest of woman in the nurse. Go ask anybody up in the nursing home where she there. Me used to go there. Go sit down with them at the time. Me stop down, I better down and I get this. So I buy fruit for all of them. And me carry up there. And me sit down out there and chat with Miss Millie. Me chat with if I saw new woman come in and so me go and engage them in a conversation. Me and then sit down and chat. Me go there every day when me now work. Me go there go sit down and chat with them. I make my mother feel good. Pick her up. Make she dress up and come carry her go one restaurant. Because when she reach the point where we can't care for her at home, we couldn't care for her at home. Other people out there have facility where them can care for her better. We go there and me see say she alright. And we go there and make she know say she you know get abandoned. I know drop you off yourself, but what you do? And just say they abandon you know. Because you not get no more visit. I'm have to stay a gate and throw across the supplies. Because misses up one done. Government badness. Because why? Me and a doctor. And even though we are say, but we have doctor where I say, fuck you're a doctor. We are being advised. By whom? I'll know we can't tell. I'll know. Yo, me love Shiny to the bottom of my heart, you know. Me I tell you this, me love Shiny. I do. Right? But Shiny get a big bumper clot dance. We don't go want like maybe 10% of that for Kathleen. Big dance keep for Shiny. In a middle of the regulation. Yeah? One saying them not dead and them still here. Please check your blood regular. Make sure your immune system not dropping. Just time. Alright? And you will give with this, go check for you too. Because with blood pressure might be dropping. My immune system might be dropping. But we are see people dropping. So check for you too. All of we go check. And we stop going superior and just go fucking check. But the reality is, you see if me I go drop tomorrow, me I rather drop tomorrow and the day my mother get a funeral. My mother used to go to a funeral and be like, you can tell say yes boy. You can tell say him. I did one good smaddy. Funeral big. I don't agree with that, but that was her philosophy. She like that. She never get a chance to get a big funeral. She did work her entire life towards a big funeral and get none. And I can tell you this, none of them not gonna either. None of them. You see when my big sister dead, and she buried the same day as Labour Right Conference. Bobby Montague say, we shouldn't need put it on conference day. Because Rona would have did one day a conference. Well, it never planned based around conference. It planned based around the convenience of the church and everybody else. We can buy one ticket from where they might buy if you come a funeral. It wasn't based around the conference. So, in couldn't come. Me get it still. A conference time, yeah, I got a conference fine. But Shiny never got a conference. Shiny come. Shiny come my funeral. Because the two of them used to work on the road together. My sister used to be Shiny personal assistant one night time. And the two of them are the bench and batty. And enough place me go with them. Seeing Shiny come my funeral. Me love Shiny. So I don't want to feel like this is nothing against she. Right? I don't want to feel like this is nothing against she. But if you say we can't gather, how Shiny get a dance? How on earth Tony Johnson get a gathering? There's nothing at all you can say. What could I make it okay for them gather and other people? Because by any measure where you can gather, other people can gather too. So how then could I gather? How then could I gather? And for sure you say, them people don't have no respect for nobody. You can't go hustle to feed yourself and your pitney them. You can't even go to church. Remember, you know, me a fight for the right for other people go to church. Me no go to church. But church give other people hope. Church don't give me no hope. But church give other people hope. So if you did feel like something now come where go wipe out society, wouldn't that be a time for them to go to church? Wouldn't that be the prime time for them to go to church? If it was a case, say, you did really genuinely believe, say something now come, if you can wipe out the society, wouldn't that be the time for when you open up a church and make them every year when you spend oodles of taxpayer money and keep prayer breakfast, you know, I want to call upon God for end crime, but you know never did trust God for keep people safe for come to church, for come pray for who are dead for that. God do not call for end crime, you know? Eh? So you don't feel like God can fix crime, but he couldn't protect people from one flu. Naughty Senton get a chance for turn out for Miss Robbie. Yeah. Church is the sole weekly activity for our elderly. Yes. Then take away all activity. Then take away the little social stuff. What did I keep people up? Do you know that your immune system, boosting your immune system is much more important than taking any medicine? Do you know that keeping your psyche up is much more important than taking any medicine? You know, say it's more important for you if you have hope than taking any medicine. It's more important. You see, if you don't have hope, you see, if you feel like you can't make it, medicine can't save you, you know? You ever see somebody got a doctor yet and then the doctor say, boy, I better you try something else because I can't help you. Because then convince you something else I give them. So the medicine now go help them. And what they do in a space of 3 years is then kill everybody hope. Kill it. I want to put people out there, you know. Don't get it twisted, you know. When me say, open the party them. Oh, you just think about yourself. You ever see me on a fucking party yet? You ever see me boring your fuck? Me not got a party. When me say open the party, them me not talk about me. There are people who only earn off a party. And it's not just the promoter alone, and not just the artist alone, and not the sound man alone. There are people who can put them pot on fire and know say, Juba up there so. I keep in thing a Friday night time so he can go put out in like a jerk stand and he put out a little stall and sell a little knickknacks and him selling little food and him sit them that little boil can patio over here so no say them a go have a thing and can eat Sunday dinner. You lock down your whole of that in a papa. Do remember say taxi them around more for car people, you know. You lock down that too, you know. Let me tell you one of the stupidest thing when I see in a lockdown. The hotel them open and the hotel worker them have to go work. The hotel worker them have to get a pass. Figure only certain taxi get pass for the on the road. And the taxi they not bother come out because they don't have enough people for care. So the hotel worker then can't get no taxi. You blood clot. Let me tell you one of the stupid thing. If you stand up out the road, you need to have a mask to protect you from this monster. If you walk inside of a restaurant, you better have a mask to protect you from it. But when you sit down, it monster pass over your head so you can take care of and eat now. Because COVID no come down here so. Everybody knows that COVID no go down here so. Like how me sit down now, could I take care of man? Well, it will catch you if you talk still, but if you eat though, COVID is like, oops, sorry, me nice to say I eat. Alright, me come back when you're done. Me I try to catch you before you put it on when you're done. Sorry, me nice to say I eat here. Sorry, my bad. No cat no all against me. Fucking set of idiot. And you can do it if you want. But when you start forcing me to do it with you, that's the way problem really arises, you know. That's the way problem really arises when you start forcing me to do it with you, and then people are still recommend it. Still recommend it, even now. Still recommend it. No matter how much time I tell them. One time I go in a lecture world, and suppose you see how a girl when I go in a lecture world from when she younger and smaller. All this time, I go in a lecture world. And when COVID, I didn't tell her to put on the mask. No. Somebody go open the door, come out, and me go in when they open the door, and me go in. Rascal, I would tell me if I go in there with me no mask of himself. Oh my God, oh, no. And me I look around like, what do I want to her? No, put on the mask, Like blood clot. So you know, say I done with the lecture world now. Now me understand, say you did scared. Me understand, say you did scared. Me understand. Me no vex. But me no feel like me come back in there. Cause what next? What gonna be next thing? Oh no. You have on wig. Let's see the difference. No. And me couldn't go in a LPSR to go buy fabric. Cause me never have no mask. Funny, they never mandate mask against the lint. Were bigger and mask, definitely. Mask definitely could have helped them with lint. And they never mandate mask for lint. We're supposed to up there kill the worker them with sinus. Yeah. But I start talking about nurse because the nurse them in a 2020 when they said they don't know what to do. The nurse them out there and you know what I mean call them? You know what I mean call them? Hero. Hero. The nurse them I did hero. There are heroes. They be ready to give them all the accolades in our world because they're out there fearless and braving this monster and they're here working for us. Hero. You see, as soon as they come with the juke and some nurse and say, well, me done did exposed to it already. Plus, me the catch you and me get better and blah blah. And you know the maths, the regular maths from before, or maths did use the maths. Well, you still have to take this because me so. Natural immunity, what is that? That don't exist anymore. No, fuck you and your natural immunity, nurse. You're not a hero. You're endangering us all. You're a menace to society. You are a bad person because you want to kill grandmothers. And then suddenly, not a hero anymore. Not even employed. Fired. Can't come to work because you are in the same exact condition you were last year when you were a hero. Last year, in that condition, you were a hero. The 1 year after, you become a villain because you chose to stay in the same state that you were 1 year before when you were a fucking hero. And then a little incentive where they offer them, then they say they not give them neither blood clot. Talk about a swift kick to the butt. You know about dash salt in a wound? Remember, you know, them people over here, so we barely do nothing, you know. We live tax-free life, you know. Remember say, they might get them millions, you know, regardless, you know. And the teacher, them out there up on the front line, when they call them frontline workers, and you see them on top of them with tears in their eyes. Oh, we are so proud of you. You are heroes. Every frontline worker is a hero. You're all heroes. We're obligated to you. We're indebted to you. And on my heart is sing the national anthem because hero you are. And I love you. But take this job or you're a fucking disgusting piece of shit. And I don't want to pay you either. And I'm a bad guy, you know. I'm a bad guy. Listen. Encourage freedom of thought and expression. Encourage disagreement. Encourage people for accept rejection with grace. Whether it be in a personal relationship or be in a public communication. Accept rejection with grace. If you come to me with your idea, political ideology, and I say, I'm not accepting that, just take it with grace and humility. Because you're not entitled to my agreement. You're not entitled to my agreement. Just like you have an opinion, I too am entitled to my opinion. And I'm happy that the PNP has learned that, because PNP never know this when the PNP didn't have power. PNP never so happy with me when I disagree with them. But you see how important it is for me to be unbiased? Because if I wasn't, I wouldn't be willing to criticize these people because I was one of them. It's important to allow dissent. Out of dissent came forth our freedom, black people. That's why we're there, so. This is how we manage for there, so. Don't forget. Don't make it seem as if the establishment is always right and what the establishment says has to go. No, sometimes it has to go. Dissent is what give you our freedom. Don't, lest you forget this, your bossy set of blood clot slave. We did have to disagree with the whipping our back. Like, you know what, Massa? I'm going to pass on these tracks that you're putting in my back. Because, like, you know, on account of the keloid skin, you know, like, if I didn't have regular skin, I would have taken the whipping on Massa. Because, you know, you're the establishment and we have to agree with the establishment. But the tracks in my back, the whip, you know, I think I'm allergic to the whip, Massa. So I'm going to respectfully decline your request to be your... Ooh, I'm going to decline. I know you love owning me and shit. And I love that you love owning me. Because love is love, right? But on account of my allergy, you know, I'm allergic to the whip. So I'm just going to... I'm going to bow out of the slavery thing. I'm opting out of slavery. You see, if your ancestor them then get up and burn down that bumbo clot, when wouldn't sit down and start chat fuckery. I can't believe the people them fight and lose their life for free, no, so no can go to come out there so gonna be some blood clot yammed. Eh? Oh my God, the quality yam. St. Vincent, yellow yam, white afo. Ooh. And then every time you hear somebody talk, oh, she chat too much. No, you chat too little. I'm tired of telling you, you chat too little. Ear out your mouth. Stop nurse that stink breath where you have locked up in there. Ear out your mouth, open your mouth and let it out. Fucking cobweb teeth. Open your mouth. Say something. Have a voice. Have an opinion that is not... You shouldn't have an opinion. I'm an uppity nigger, right? Take lash like everybody else. Jesus, then just sit down and take a lashing. Then take a lashing, and then when me talk, then go on like a data lashing. My tongue not lashing, you know. My tongue is very selective about what it lash. My tongue not lashing, you know. My tongue just express my opinion, which Uno should too. When me express one opinion, what Uno not agree with, it's okay for Uno go express for Uno original opinion. Yes, Renee, them a nurses think, but you know, some of them not open until them a tell you to shut your mouth, you know. Sometimes that I first you notice it in there, you know, when me talk about things I'm passionate about, like putting an end to rape. You know, so there are people here where me not even know said in there. Me don't know said in there and they not join that conversation. Like what day one time I look on the robbery them where I go on and so. I may say, what are the odds? Right when them a try to introduce this thing, that thing a go on. And then pan top of it and go one company. What are the fucking odds one company will invest in cyber security? What are the odds when them a try to carry go cyber? And then guess what? Me have a virgin where he not really talk when me talk about no issues, you know. And me say that and he run in quick clock and start chide me. But when me talk about rape, me can't remember him ever having an opinion on rape. I don't remember. And if I'm wrong, he can correct me. I don't remember him have an opinion on rape. A strong opinion like that, like indignant. Opinions are like assholes. Nobody wants to hear yours, but they want you to kiss theirs. Yes. But you know me not gonna do it, right? Yeah. And some of the people them will feel like them will be politically correct and feel like them will be good, decent, upstanding citizens by being quiet. No, you're being enablers. That's what you are. You have no fucking opinion on anything. You only time you're running for have an opinion is when you try to tell me what kind of hairstyle to put in a maid. Fuck you. Shit. You run so well coiffed with one fucking pedophile side there, fuck your pitney. Pull up your head and get angry one time and go thump your man in the eye. Pull up your head. Maybe your head wrapped too fucking tight. Maybe you need to loose it out like this so you can think. Because somehow you just not think. Right? We have one crime rate here, so where is the envy of all of the criminal world in the world. And nothing I do about it. But every time when I have one opinion on something where I hurt one or more away, when I run in. Silence is not an option anymore if you are silent. You are complicit. Yes, Renee. You can't be silent in matters like these. And to my black people, let me put it this way. Picture say, right now in America, you find a lot of white killing black for no reason at all. We not talk about black on black crime, so nobody no mention that for me thumping here. White killing black for no reason at all. If you right and now stand upside of your white friend, and that go on and say hurt you and you cry over it and you talk about your white friend and say nothing at all, you think that acceptable? Nothing a blood clot at all? So you not see that? You not have no opinion upon it. You not see it? You not notice saying you have him foot in your throat? You not see it? You not see it? You not see the man that just shot a little boy in the head for ringing blood clot doorbell? You not see it? You not no opinion? So, you not no opinion? Oh, you just, want to rock the boat. You'll be quiet. Alright, well, go be quiet somewhere else and not come back near me. Go be quiet somewhere. Just shoo. Unacceptable, right? So you understand how I feel when people quiet about rape. Same way. Same way, me I'm fucking disgusted when people quiet about rape. And then when me have a conversation about that and some people were silent, and I come out and I say sitting political and they're running talking like cause up my big toe. Cause up my big toe. Them probably gonna enjoy that because my big toe nice. Somehow no. And then think them are the then think them are the cream of the crop. Then think them are the creme de la creme of human existence. No. You're the shit de la shit. You literally are the shit de la shit of human existence because of you, shit happens. Because of you, directly because of you, because you never said anything. Listen, you could have been my bestest friend in the whole wide world. You do sitting when me not agree, you go and know say me no fucking agree. But what are friends for? And if that the kind of friend you want, where everything what you do they run back at you. And just agree with you. Then fuck you, me another friend for you. Go find one different friend. You stink like me don't want you. Yeah? Me don't want you. And you see when you refuse to have me object to you, when you refuse me objection, when you reject my disagreement, me accept it. Because you have the right to reject it. But when this shit over, nobody feel like you can come back as fuck you. Me no want you back. Me no want your blood clot back. You have to can take talk. Just like how me can take talk. You think me not a friend with talk? Me a friend with talk to deal with me wicked. When me say something when they not agree. Eh? And that me want them to do. Because how the fuck me I gonna know else? Me not take no talk from them. Me don't know no friend nowhere. My friend them have to give me the talk. That's why me not know a yes man around me. Me not keep yes people. And when me find out that somebody I want a yes person, they gotta go. Me not have space for that around me. You have to take up valuable space where somebody else could have occupied where can actually give me one fucking constructive criticism. You can't stay around me. Me no want no yes man. And if you book a politician or want a yes man, don't vote for him. Don't vote for him. Vote him out. Or want a yes man. One man will sit down up this and him tell us it and say, you think you care about Jamaica more than me? Actually, yes, I do. Because me not have to benefit nothing. For think and work and talk in the best interest of Jamaica, me not have to benefit nothing. Me not get no fish head. Me no want no contract. For all the years of me believing said a party do what are good for Jamaica, everything I've never benefited from any of it, and I've never wanted to. Me not interested in no kind of political spoils from no side at all. So when you see me open my mouth and say sit and understand, say there's no incentive in that for me. This is a genuine, neutral feeling. That is it. And if me find out say me wrong, easy one to dash show that blood clot and move on to the next thing where look like it make better sense. Me not have no problem. I said, yo, this I never. You know, hear me and that's you. I see what they are. Jesus, me they just want a change from what we have. I wanted something different, and him did us. He might tick the boxes with his speech, but this when me observe him in action, no sir. The woman here, that Jamaican here, tired to see Jamaica take abuse. We don't need no more. And you were out of bush, stay out of bush. We don't have them two here already, no. And them body, no. Granted, them body, no. And me, I look feel less of the two evil. Right? But if me, if be part of bringing in one third blood clot evil, and this I think I already paradise, whichever one, me can't even remember. Chop it off. What the fuck? We don't need no more. Go on your business. Think like, go look job. Come here, go look. Listen, people, make we disagree. When you have one country where stay like how Jamaica stay, we need to disagree. You see, if we not disagree, that means that we're complicit, we're complacent. That means that we're stagnant in this. We have to disagree. We can't. If Jamaica stay one way, well, we not think Jamaica good. Any labor right in here right now, we think Jamaica in one good state. Well, how high does the bullshit go? You think Jamaica in one state we're good? No think Jamaica in one state we're good. So if you not disagree, that means you agree with the not good state. You have to disagree. Why you not disagree? You must unbound and compound if you disagree or else you're a pussy hole. And you want this shit to continue. You want this shit to continue. Me not know how we so comfortable with this. You have to disagree. We in a one state where you look your daughter not safe Agar Road. Your daughter not safe Agar Road. Because there's any number of big man we're going to took your pitney for one thing or another, and mostly one thing. Right? Your son not safe Agar Road neither, but you know already if you have that conversation, they can't go on like Jamaica straight central where not have nobody to look for. First of all, one understand so one big man, well, fuck one little boy is not a gay man, it's a pedophile. Right? Pedophile. Pedophile. When you hear someone man rape a little boy, don't call him batty man. Don't call him batty man. That's not what it is. Pedophile. Get comfortable with the word and I know pettify neither. Pedophile. Pedo. Like as in pediatrician. Pediatrician, the picnic. Pedophile. Not batty man. Not a gay. A pedophile. Listen to me. God's special child. You're a supporter of this party. Me was a supporter of this party. I be the due. Yeah? You see, anytime a little boy them start talk, and when the man then start talk, when the young man then start talk, Jesus! You know I got dead in here. Because you know homophobia actually a choke with you know. You know, but me don't want to feel like I just tribalism a choke with every blood clotting about a choke with to death. Right now, homophobia is one of the biggest reasons why the man them a start tell lie, say them a woman, and I come over and rape out her ass. Do understand, say. You see the phenomenon, don't get it wrong, you know. There's not a trans people problem, you know. There's a trans woman problem. Which means the problem is male. You have a lot of men who are using this trans wave as an excuse to put on one dress on his hairy leg with him big body come over. Man where say them in a woman body, them a woman in a man body, where in a man prison, where one go over a woman prison, go fuck off a woman them. How much man then tell me say now they in transit? They pa waiting list a wait for go over in a woman prison. Jesus Christ. You know why that happen? Because you know homophobic. That is why that happen. You see, if you know homophobic and you allow one man to be whoever the fuck him be, some man we have prior fucking records. Some man we have prior record, prior sex offender record. Wouldn't it be able to get the bright idea? Me can know say me one woman and go for because uno. And we're going to sit down and have that discussion there one day. Because you know me, you know say me reverse engineer on the behavior, right? I'm not left room for mistake. Me actually really look on you. I think I'm so nauseated most of the time. Hush. No vex. Eh? Oh no? I don't know. What going to become away? One in a New Jersey prison will get 4 women pregnant. Better homophobia cause this. Homophobia. Let people be. Me sit down and listen to one trans. Me need to send you the trans man where I talk. We say, I'm a trans man, I'm a lesbian, I'm a woman, I'm a mother. And one politician in there where them call bigot. And he must say, uno where I call him bigot, uno never identifies none of them sitting there wanna claim so not defend. He might not bigot, what I must say is do not mutilate the little child body. Because you don't know how this is going to turn out, and this is a trans man where live with surgery. Where I tell you all the way wrong with him, all of the different infection and when keep fucking getting. I tell you, and most of the people when I talk about what the effects of it are being censored. Again, full of fault because you know introduce cancel culture. Or no introduce the thoughts that people can't agree with, you know, and make censorship, make cancellation a thing. So now, when that person will say, this happened to me, cancel culture, censorship. Let me tell you something, you can't trick the universe. You cannot trick the universe. You see anything where you create, exists. You see anything where you nurture, grow. Anything where you fertilize, it grow, right? This is what you've been fertilizing. You've been fertilizing chaos. You have been fertilizing silence. Because the chaos is just a way to drown out the silence. You have been creating and legalizing and nourishing a lot of fucked up shit. Because it works for you in this moment. And you don't understand, say, life no work so. Nature is a rule thing. And when you set the rule no longer work for you. A rule work. Period. You know, like, let me give you one practical example. Like when the PNP did in a power, And then me dip in a NHT money and take out and me say, no, do this, you know. Don't do this, you know. Because once you do this, president has been blood clotted. As Andrew come in, when do? As Andrew come in, what the fuck did he do? What me say? Me say this not gonna be a PNP thing, you know. So stop, be a cheerleader, take off your frilly baggy, go put on one jeans and go tell the people to put back the money and stop the fuckery. No, you chat too much. And just because you're labor, no, because me on Jamaican and me know say this now go can't take back your dumb fuck. And guess what? Couldn't take back because Andrew come in and the first thing he do is go dip up in a NHT money. And where NHT money come from? Poor people pay, I get dislocated. Poor people pay, I get shredded. Eh? I'm tired there, man. I'm fucking tired. Me just done. Me done. And me a beg you now apart from my fender. You see, if you see me get up and me express my opinion and you know like, you just scroll go on to somebody who for opinion you're fucking like. And that's that. We don't need to have one long cocky argument over it. Right? And most of you want to have long cocky argument. Don't have a long cocky. So just go keep your small cocky in one corner and have a small cocky argument with somebody else. And leave me alone. When me say, this is what me I do, and this is what me I do. You don't want to do it? Don't do it. You hear me say you have to come do it with me. You see me a mandate nothing. You see me a mandate nothing. Me mandate nothing. I say this is what me I do. Right? I would like if you don't start do that too. Legalize talking. Remember one time when they have one sitting, or the blood clot movement and name again where my boy from Double PJ did have, I don't know if it still exists. Integrity something. And them call me if you go do sitting with them for promote breaking silence. Talk up. Right? Breaking silence. And then me go and be a part of the campaign there. Right? Breaking silence, right? For promote the idea of talking, speaking, because for some people it's so loud, Jamaicans not really talking. They talk loud about gimmicks and joke and laugh after one another and try to put down one another and belittle one another and they will fight and cause trace. But the issues, they don't get mentioned at all. They don't talk about issues. They don't talk. And I think all of the loudness, the Integrity Commission, the loudness are just one way to drown out the silence. Trevor Monroe, him same one. Me go do the sitting with them. And then after that, me express one opinion. I don't remember which one of my many illegal opinions me express, whether it was to do with Miss Portia Simpson or it was to do with Miss Lou or whatever the fuck it was. Me come out, say what me I say. My opinion, me entitled to that blood clot, and nobody can convince me otherwise. And then it will Jamaica turn over upon me, and this was a teaching moment for that fuckery agency when me go do sitting with. Teaching moment. This was a moment one of your ambassador them speak. And what I think it was when I spoke about Portia. And what I said was, I'm hurting. I am hurting. And Jamaica turn over upon me and say, shut the fuck up. And the integrity people them, when me just go help for push, talking, never say nothing about me being muzzled by Jamaica. Yeah, let me show you something. You can't fool the blood clot universe. You can't tell the universe say at speech me I promote, you know, when you know say no speech you promote. You not promote speech, you promote, you try to validate your existence to justify whatever funding you get. That's what you do. But you not promote speech and you can't tell me nothing else. Me I know a blood clot idiot. Because teaching moments, if you read, let me tell you some more intention. Yes, when my intention is to get a picnic to eat, me use every opportunity to feed that picnic. Me take everything we can accommodate food that go in their mouth and down in their belly, and me use it. Everything. Right? Me no care how it make me look. Now if at the end of the day, me not give in to picnic, no, ask the picnic around me. Me firm. But if at the end of the day, the picnic hungry and our ball and go in bed hungry, because he don't want to eat that sitting here, me I find sitting else give him feet. Because food don't go nutritious if you actually nourish you. Food was don't over this and rotten, no nutritious. That's just organic matter. Right? Nutrition begin when it enter you. In a begin no other way. So, if my intention, now what may I try for sure is aligning intention with action. If your intention really is to achieve breaking silence. When you see silence broke and people are trying patch you up back and shut like silence, silence, shh, shh, shh. You are going to come in and say something. Now, me not ask them to defend me, no. Get it right. Me not ask them to defend me. Me I say use a teaching moment, yeah. You not have to agree with me. You can come out and make it clear. Say, we don't agree with her stance. You can even say that. But she has the right to speak. She has the right to voice her opinion. And there is nothing to disagree. When somebody say, I am in pain, there's nothing to disagree with. By the way, Jamaica, when you hear somebody say, I am in pain, there is not one fucking thing for you to disagree with, because you are not a meter by which to measure anybody else's pain, but your fucking own. You can't tell how much pain somebody else feel. You cannot. There's no way under the sun for measure pain. That's why when people tell lies, say them feel pain, we can't do nothing about it. We can't tell. Only thing we can do is hold up the most bitter, disgusting medicine we can think of, or just juice, and say, baby, this you have to take for pain. You have to take this every half hour. Because me know why you feel no more pain, you know. And then you will find out if they have pain. When they taste it one time and say they get better, now you know this fucker never have no pain. And you still can't measure. You can only tell, except judging by a response, he may not lie. Possibly, he can hate the disgusting medicine so much that he actually tell lie now and say, me not feel no pain. And be like, you know what, fuck it, this pain, me can live with it. You still can't tell. You can't measure nobody else's pain. You just can't. So when you hear somebody cry and say, me in a pain, and you can't help them in any way, if you alleviate the pain, just shut the fuck up. If you don't want to be there for them, then just go away. Go away. Too much trauma upon the fucking land, man. And too many people who are hurting. Too many people who are hurting are being allowed to dictate the conversation from their place of hurting. Too many people who are hurting and not yet strong enough to speak are being allowed to dictate the pace of other people's speech. So even the people where you hear a scream loudly and say, stop talk. And some people need to talk, you know. And some of them you call out for them thing, you know. Some of them you actually are root out for them pain. You bring it to the fore and you force them to confront them pain so they don't want to hear you talk. And that's why them will tell you to stop talk. Some of them. Some of them profit from your pain. So they don't want you to talk about if you try to fix it neither. So they will tell. There is no good reason for silence somebody who is screaming for pain. There is no good reason. Everybody will try to silence somebody who is screaming at pain have a nefarious intention. Have one negative ulterior motive. There is no good reason for silence somebody who is screaming pain. Break down what? That the people who scream, the people who say if stop scream, some of them are people who actually have pain. And when you scream, for example, let me use rape. There are a lot of people who got raped, who were sexually assaulted in some way, and they're embarrassed by it. Because of that, we society teach you to be embarrassed by it. Because somehow you are a lesser person because that other person violated you. When you have compartmentalized and you compress that and you wrap you up and put in one corner, and you find it painful. I did? Okay. You made me still just done. And you find it painful. If you think about your own pain and somebody else can talk about for them, I'm going to tell you what my experience. In my experience, every single time somebody tell me about their sexual assault, every time there's one particular person who experienced rape from the same person who raped me. And when I listen to her, she search and she find me and she talk to me. And when she describe the process, bumbo clock, I go right back to mine because almost exact. And if me never did confront mine already, would have forced to confront it then, because me I tell you something, me never even realize I'm a ball until me feel wet. Soak. Because me I'll relive mine. And me actually face mine. So me can just imagine the people when never face for them, where I try to hide it and then this person come now and I drag it out like, no, come out here, so. You rough, you know. You rough. And we are one nation of broken people. 14 parish full of broken people. 60 odd constituency of broken people. Right? Broken people right across the board. We're scared. Some scared little kids. Whichever age them broke you, right? So you're stuck. And somebody come along and I try remember how much time you have a cut. We get infected and somebody I try dress you and oh, you never want them touch you. Because in order for them to clean out the dead flesh and all of the stuff we are going in there, them have to touch it, and touching it is painful. And then go make it worse now when they clean out and go put all like alcohol on your peroxide, bumbo clad. Pain again, because do remember saying, you know, all of them bacteria are sitting connected to you, know, so when they get them lick, you know, you feel it. And then they root you out, and when they done root you out, what happen? Don't the pain stop. You have to go through pain. But most of we don't want to go through pain. What about the people who calls out conspiracy theorists and says you're in too deep when you start to express yourself and bring facts out? How you deal with that? I just keep talking still. Yeah, man, I just keep talking, man. Hey, from me born till now, I never met nobody tell me shut up and me shut up. You know, in time when people tell me to shut up, me actually start look around for why I need to talk more. Because except somebody telling you that you are distracting the conversation. Except somebody telling you that you are actually straying from the point. So stop going in that direction and come back to the point. Nobody not supposed to tell you to shut up. Anybody will tell you not talk at all, most likely don't have a winning point. And the argument can't withstand your argument. So it's easier to tell you to shut up. Now me tell people to shut up a lot. And me no mean stop talk in entirety. Me mean come back from down this. And I short form that. I'm really not to do it. I shouldn't. I'm if I make a concerted effort to stop. But easier to me to say. Muta do that when I'm just being a concerned nurse that see what's happening. Muta tell you shut up. Yeah. I'm surprised. I usually encourage conversation. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm surprised because he usually encourage conversation. I don't fear conversation. And I'm not take up for Muta, but me find him to be somebody where we listen to views where other people typically not listen to. But anyway, you see that conversation, yeah? I want to keep having it with you, know. I want to keep having it because I like to keep having it with others too. We need to keep having it. We not have to agree. But have the conversation nevertheless. Hey, Costa Rica. Yoha. Have the conversation nevertheless. Have the conversation just the same. Have the conversation about having conversation. About talking. You can't just come to people and say, when somebody rob you, now you expect them to come and talk up. When all along, and them not rob everybody else, you did be like, geez, stop it nice. What you have done is created a culture of silence. So now it hurts you. You need to encourage speech so that when you need it, it exists. You need to encourage dissent. You need to encourage disagreement. You need to encourage another opinion existing, because if you are the only opinion that is allowed to exist and you are incorrect, the inability to disagree with you means nobody will be able to take you out of your ignorance. So it is in your best interest to allow disagreement. And if you have a leader, a political leader, or any kind of leader who cannot withstand disagreement, get rid of them. Get rid of them. That is not a representative of the people. That is a tyrant and a dictator. Get rid of them. And it will only get worse, because the more comfortable they get in their position of absolute power, is the more that mindset is going to grow. So you need to nip that shit in the bud. Now this man a pass bud. Him a bloom. Him bloomy. Where you got to wait until him propagate and the whole 14 parish now have one gun to your head and you can't talk at all? That the way you want? Listen to me. You see, even if you're a greenest Labourite, you don't want that energy. If you're the greenest Labourite on the planet, you don't want that energy. Go back to your party and say, give you one different representative. Or the one I need to switch up. I don't see my switch up still, because your head gets so big now you can't fit back through the door. But even if you're the greenest Labourite, you have an obligation to the party and to Jamaica, to yourself, to be objective and to not support fuckery. Right? You live in one country where you agree and admit the education system. You see COVID, they lock down the place and have picnics down at the yard. For how long? Now go to school, now do nothing. And then them come in with one system where say online learning, knowing that most of Jamaican have no fucking online. Most people can't even afford one tablet for them paying much as one tablet for them picnic. And then come in with that the system there. For show you how disconnected them fucking people are be. For show you say them people are elitists. And they really don't give a fuck about the masses. For come in with one system where actually exclude the majority of fucking Jamaicans. And say it okay. Me have my cousin daughter in her house here, so I go to school online and me sit down and watch her in her living room. Sit down with her laptop. Sit down with her blood clot laptop for 1 hour straight away for one teacher will never fucking come. And she have every gadget in her world. So she, even with her gadget, I got prep school. Still have a work for she. And several times me see that take place in my living room. And a system where them bring in and say, yes, we took care of it. You know, took care of nothing. All them do is govern on paper. So when them write things on paper, it no matter to them how it translates to real life. So that means, say, in a 1980, when me I go to school, if this had come in and a them people are on the place, me I get fucked. I couldn't bright, so. A bright girl like me couldn't bright. Because we couldn't even afford fucking one more room. We live in a one room. We couldn't afford one more room. Which part would I get tablet from? Eh? They have current with I use lamp. Where me don't get the current from, figure upon which internet. If we that transpose me from then to now. Eh? Where me I get that from? We poor. We didn't have it. It's not a crime for poor. Eh? Everything we then do is on paper. And once them put it on paper and put a stamp of approval upon it, them when you say this over here so now work. But yes, it is, because see it here, on paper, pussy look on the people them. Look on the fucking people them. Then one teacher were really dedicated to learning now. Dedicated to education. Find a way and start growing and go care work, go drop off a picnic yard and sitting, and you see blood clot and you can turn upside down and take picture and say, yes, this is what we want. This is what we want. You didn't put nothing in place to get that. You don't put nothing in place to get that. All you're good for is to take picture. You should have be a blood clot muggle. Left politics and go muggle. Me no know. Go be one social media influencer or something. So you go turn upside down man and use him to try gain points. Because him find a way to try to educate him regardless of the fact that you are try your very best to stop that shit. And then you come out and say, this is what we want to see. You lying bumbleclot. Eh? All of them are social media politicians. Because all they do, they spend, you know how much people they have. I do their work. I come and just say sitting there running, you see them like no, 0 followers. People are running for come tell you about your parts. Like, you know how trite that is? You know how fucking trite that me feel. Every single time I say something about JLP and one dunce running and cuss me shame no bumbo clock and me vote for JLP. Like, so you can't even find one bright person for cuss me? And so we are ebb. We are the lowest fucking ebb. That all we can find is bad grammar and shitty dialogue. Eh? So every time when me say, this now work, your head. Oh my God. Your head. No, not my head. Your head. It's empty. Echo. Echo chamber. No fucking brain. And that a representation of them and them comfortable with it. May I tell you this? You see, when me see certain artists have some followers who do some things, me look on it and me say, Jesus, me don't want them kind of people that like my music at all. I swear. I swear. Maybe my producer go hate me and say that. Say me actually have preferences and who like my music, but no. I know, say me I go out and tell you say, don't like my music. If me make music, and me see you as support me with that kind of energy that we don't no fuck. Me know me I make you wrong kind of music. Because me shouldn't inspire you to be done no fuck. I make you wrong kind of music. My music supposed to make you think. If I even about fuckery. If it make you think. If it make you think. And if it come if it left you better than how me consume. Happy. If I even with fuckery. When me consume with one low quality of fuckery, I'm supposed to left you with one higher quality of fuckery. If I even fuckery. Because fuckery is a must too. We're rounded individuals. So we can talk intellectual shit and we can talk shit. Right? But when you reach the point now where you start to classify things good and bad based on affiliations, based on preferences, based on emotions. Right? You come and start to separate things based on emotion. No fight and me, I don't disagree, but I go fight for you, right? When Etana said she should vote for Trump, I did not agree that I wouldn't vote for Trump. But she have the right to vote for Trump if she want. And I will fight. I will fight to the death for that the right, because any day and day when she can decide she want to vote for Trump, me can't decide I want to vote for Hillary neither. Allow me to tell? When we start to take away people's choice, it means that we are going to empower somebody to make the choice for we. And that we are doing. And I can't allow that to happen. I have to make my voice clear. I have to make sure that even if we lose the warrior, you have to know that I did on that side, you bust blood clot shot. You have to know. If picking them on the side, I need to see me actively engaging in this warrior to make them see say, well, you know what? That side I win, but me know that wrong. Because it was explained to me. Me can't just sit down over here so quiet and not say nothing. While over there so I rage with the fuckery. And me just sit down. Then over here so I go now get no kind of contribution from me. Me not only talk to you. Me talk to make my position clear. Right? Some people tell me say, when I'm a virgin, them tell me say, it don't make no sense, me go pick. It don't make no sense, me pick. I follow Mark Golden because the labor rate them are going to get stronger in 2025. Like, listen to me. I see no indication of that to begin with. I see zero indication of that. I can only see them becoming less popular because they are fool. Okay? That is one. But two, you think me actually, I say, me I end as Mark Golden because me think him I go win the election. Oh, me do believe, say, in likely for winning election. And not because he necessarily go win it, but because Andrew do work so hard for lose it. Which I'm grateful for. Thank you, Andrew. But me not vote for him because me think me I go on the winning side. Me I go on the right side. Listen to me. Me work outer what me think is right. Based on the information presented to me, based on my exposure, based on my critical thinking, employing all of the facets of my being, we actually deal with. Me not burn no politics. SRS vibration, if you want burn politics, go find one of many page them where burn politics. And you can go there. But right now, we not burn politics. We talk about politics in a productive way. We not burn politics. Right? Me can burn policies, me can burn particular behavior, but until you replace this system of governance with another one, there's no way for burn politics because the politics run a place. Right? So me have the full conversation then. Don't waste my time. But me I gonna make it clear. So me disagree with what go on. Me disagree with what go on. And as long as me have one voice, me have the right to say this is where I stand with my voice. Me disagree with what go on. You don't get to call me down and force me into silence while you go to go run rampant with the bullshit. And me can't get to say, well, them are run rampant with the bullshit, but I do not agree. You have the right to say that. I want to not take that from me. I want to stop taking it from each other. Stop that shit. Stop that stupid shit. Because the system where you create, I tell you, live in. And until you recognize that the only way out of this, we keep trying to trick our way out of this. We keep trying to trick our way out of this. But it is impossible. You cannot trick your way out of this. You have to face it and do the right thing. Until we become honest, we're not going to solve this. You have to become honest. It means that PNP have to stop the PNP and GLP have to stop the GLP. And you have to look and assess what's in front of you and be honest. You need to be honest. That is it. So, it really does not matter if your grandmother was a PNP or a GLP. What matters is, what are these people doing right now? Is it in the best interest of the collective? Is it? Is somebody really being a bad person because they disagree with me? Because me, I want labor rights. And them come and say, me want to see the back of Andrew. Is that being a bad person? Then you tell me, so there is a citizen living in Jamaica who does not have the right to want to see the back of Andrew. What Andrew be? Is Andrew a tumor that we have grown? Because I know him no want organ, him no want limb, him no blood. Him not even here. What is he? If I want tumor, I have the right to operate and remove it. Right? What is he to us that we can say? We don't want. This is something we don't know if we don't realize how dangerous it is to try to create one environment within which people don't have the right to disagree with a politician. Who the fuck is a politician? A public servant. Somebody employed to the public. By the public. To serve. And if a politician says something and we don't exercise the right to have an opinion on that something that the politician says or proposes to do or does, then we have given up our rights and we no longer have a democracy. We no longer have a democracy. We don't keep on a wave these words around. We don't keep waving these words around. I want to talk about democracy and freedom of speech. And I'm entitled to my opinion, but every time somebody else expresses one opinion, I'm going to try to cow it down. So how can you be entitled to an opinion if opinions are criminal? You think me and you different? If you can have an opinion, so can I. And if me can have an opinion, you can't have none neither pussy. Well, who the fuck you think you is? Who the blood clot is you if you have one opinion when me can't have? You have one whole opinion all to yourself and me can't have none? Man, go suck yourself and go here, man. You know, idiot? What kind of country you want to live in? What kind of a country do you want to live in where somebody have to hide and brave? Fi talk. Brave? Brave fi say me not support the man because of fuckery ma keep up? Why me need for brave for that? Why me can't sit down here so in my position as a Jamaican citizen and say, how much time I said this already? Me not upset neither because somehow no deaf. And every time somebody disagree with you, you try to find some personal way to attack them. You try to find some personal way to attack them. Well, first of all, let me tell you something. Stop wasting your time. Because you don't vibrate so fucking far beneath me that nothing you want to tell me about my appearance can hurt me. Nothing. It not hurt me. Me not care enough about my appearance. PNP is no better. Alright, Pusey. That's your opinion and you're entitled to it. But me, I talk about the right to my opinion. The right to your opinion. The right to say, me go support PNP without you. I tell me say PNP no better. Me no give a fuck what you think. I don't. So if me say me go support PNP and you think it's a bad idea, you know what? Unless you can come with tangible reasons why this, my opinion, would be bad for Jamaica. Can it? Just stuff it. You don't have the right to try to persuade me out of my right. And it's something I want to struggle with every day. I want to struggle with it for religion, sexuality. I want to struggle with it for personal style and expression. I'm no fucking fool. I want to struggle with some things I don't have no business to pick up in the first place. Why you broke your back? Why you fuck up your spine to carry that load? The load of my being is mine to carry. So if me feel like I want to support this politician or that politician, it is my right. You do not have the right to tell me. If me feel like I want to pick up one stick and go rub up my crutches on the stick, me have that right. You don't have the right to tell me what me can do in my sexual expression. You don't have the right to tell me what I can do in my religious expression. You don't have the right to tell me what I can do in my personal expression of self. As long as me don't encroach upon your space, your rights, your freedom, you don't have the right to shit. And this is one point where Jamaicans struggle with. It's a glitching thing for Jamaicans to understand when somebody said, you don't have the right. Like, picture you walk up in a somebody else and say, me not like your curtain. Pussy, what you doing now? We invite you now. But your door did open. So when my door open, my house become yours. I saw on stay on social media. You know? But if you never want nobody to come and say that private page, so you tell me say you have such blood clot lack of pride. That somebody have to actually slam a door in your face for you to take away yourself when you're not invited. You never hear that when no dogs are invited, no blood clot bones are provided. You tell me say me have to slam my door and lick you in your fucking face for you to take away yourself and have like a pride. Eh? Pride? You tell me say because the door open, you walk in. Everywhere you see one open door, you have to come in here and get fucked. Everywhere you see one open door, you just walk in and then start dictate shit. So me up on my Instagram page and me state my preference and you run come over quick. When me over here start talk, no phone will come on my page right now for politics and for pick up gossip shit. When me talk about rape, no there, no. Me no soon no come in, no. No come in, no. When me talk about poor people can't find certain feet in the evening when you sit on a yard in the morning, me no soon no come in, no. Only if it cost me. And it turns out me did fucking right and I don't apologize neither and I go suck on myself. Me say, me have the right to an opinion and I can't take that from me. You have the right to an opinion too. And I have no intention or interest in taking that from you. We need discourse. We need discourse. We need conversation. That's the only fucking way we can progress. There is no way you can progress without disagreement. Because without disagreement, you are stuck with the original point. In order for you to discover the wrong in a point, you have to disagree with it. There's no other way. You have to disagree with it. You have to examine it. You have to find what is wrong to improve on it. And if you have a problem with that, then you're a moron, you're an idiot, and you not engage me in a conversation. It's simple. Allow me. Right? When you come up with a point what makes sense, and you present information or you present facts, you present evidence You present a new perspective which renders what I held true obsolete or incorrect, then I obligate myself to respect that. Because I do not want to be called right. I don't want to be labeled right. I want to be right. And to be right, it means I have to be willing to dash out what fucking wrong. It means I have to be willing to be objected to. I misunderstood what you were saying today. All right. Cool. People misunderstand. You said it again and I misunderstand it the same way again. So maybe you need to work on expressing yourself. Because I misunderstand it every single time you said it. So, the problem is communication. It could be that I have a comprehension problem. It could be that you have an expression problem. Work on it. Try it one different way, and me try one different way. More open, more willing. But when me say, I support the person, yeah? Understand, so me say that standing in my position as a free human, as an adult human with the right to choose. Me say it out of intellect and body autonomy. Me not ask no permission. Me never put your pants. What you think about this? You see me ask no question. You see no fucking question mark there? Me not ask no question. The only mark there was golden. Not a question. Me not ask no question. And the reason why me not ask no question is because me not need no opinion. Me not need your opinion for what me choose for support. Me not need your opinion. Me welcome your conversation, you know. But me not take instruction from random strangers on the internet. Too much time to tell them that. Me not know no friend away. Who you? Who you? And when me ask who you, people get so offended. Politicians love friend of people for likes. You know the funny thing about that? He never try friend me up. At all. My observation not come from me and him interaction. Me observe him. This is the thing, you know, you make people come tell you who them be to you. Me not make nobody tell me who them be to me. I watch them with other people. And see who them be. Period. So if the man there, fuck up the man there over there, so me not need him to fuck me up for me if he believes him I want fuck up her. Me see him fuck up the man there and that is enough for me. You pussy will not come near me. Because me see you fuck up, but more than fuck up you, but yeah, but you fuck up other people. You think say me not uno, you know. Me are no different, you fuck. Because you sit down out here so a parade around with people who do very bad things to other people and just because they don't do it too, no comfortable with it. That's why you not labor right and PNP. Because no matter how much time you see the labor right and do something to somebody, you not move. No matter how much time you see PNP then do something to somebody, you not move. Me it's not, don't fucking mix me up with you know. We're not the same. We are decidedly not the same. Me not have no problem at tell you say labor right there about a lot of pedophile over there. Me not have no problem at tell you. Yeah, me know. I mean, hear nobody stand up in front of me and tell me, say, lie, me tell me talk. Me know. Me don't have a problem, I tell you that. Me I want to labor right from born. Right? Born in a one labor right woman house, out of one labor right woman womb. Right? Me I want motorcade labor right. Me I want Heineken labor right. Right? Me I want never miss an annual general conference labor right. Me I want cook from last night, Tanya Taylor. Me I cook from last night, I start cook from last night as cook peas. For make rice and peas for fried chicken. For left out 6 o'clock a morning. I grew up in our house and my mother gave out farm work ticket, share up political gifts. And my mother grew me for know say people are people. She not give to labor right alone. She give to people in need. So whether food Alvarez give her for distributor or clothes or a farm work ticket, understand say the PNP house over there so now have nobody in it who have no income at all. Them need something over there. So you come here, the young man the way over there, so why am I do? And that means my mother do, you know. Go to people and say, what him do? In work, feel, in farm. If you don't feel like him could have, him wouldn't. You dash, if me give one farmer ticket, you'd have let me down. No, Miss Spence. Alright. Me I go send you go. No let me down, you know. And that me grew up in one labourite woman house. And me as a labourite, say, but don't comfortable with this and the labourite, them burn out me bumbo clock. You go suck on yourself on one another and think like, eh? And it's not because my feelings are hurt, because it's not personal. If you not willing to take talk from the labourite, you take talk from the BNP. And do remember, say after you win election, you are the governing body of the country, not of the labourites. Of the country. So if you're not willing to take talk from the people who will vote for you, then who the fuck you going to take talk to? J-Tac, you would love Mark to bring a change, but you need to put more on the table. Alright. Which table? Why you want him put on the table? Why you feel like him, what Andrew put on the table where you need him to outdo? Because the first thing is me need to change the man where I run the table. Alright, you know, you want him put more on the table and Andrew not even allow you to come to the blood clot table. You can't go at the table. Andrew like make you come at the table. You see table. You know if one table still there in a selling. Which table? Me talk about a space over there right now. And right now my need right now is to have somebody in a position of governance or responsible for welfare we're actually willing to listen to we. So that when we say, yo, the table when I'm on the way I ask for things on the table foot up on my foot and it a crush me to them. You not tell her, shut up your mouth and stop the noise. I said the table must be here. You think you care more about table than me? Like, no, me care about my fucking foot. Immediate need. Immediate need here. Let me tell you something. You see, in my quest to have one country where serve we, I'm willing to put aside all of my personal, individual likes in favor of the common good, in favor of the best interest of the collective. Right? I'm willing. When Portia did say she'll lock up pedophile, me ready for vote for her if she did just lock up that one day. Dash him way. I would have vote for her. I would have. It's not a favor to her. It's a declaration of what I stand for. I stand for improvement, and if improvement come from somebody when me think need improvement, me still respect it. If the worst person in the world do the thing what we need done right now, me I respect it. If the worst person they do some other bad things we need them for dash way, dash them way, but celebrate the thing we good. Still respect say something that the way bad we want dash for. Like listen man, reality. When you get affiliated to people, you just need one somebody like when Bill Cosby admit same a jug the woman and fuck them off. I don't know what you. Look how much good the man do. Like, oh, so good man, we're not willing to have good man drunk and fuck off. That's what I say. So in order for a man to do no something, he just need to do something, do some good things. He just need to do some good things. In order for you to bend over and grease up your hole and take pelting, the man that just need to go do some good things. And you not go bother say, no, me don't want no pelting. But you do some good things, so pelt me. That's what I say. You don't act like people do good things can do bad things too. You don't act like you friend them not do. You know, say everybody will do something bad, that's my friend. Everybody will do something bad, that's my pick me. We have any humans on earth yet, we never born. From a woman. We don't, right? We don't. So, all the people who do bad things where you think abomination, where you abhor, where you piss you off, them as somebody pick me too. So, the fact that the one year pick me, that make a difference. In bad. Don't. In bad in just bad. Remember one time my daughter go to high school and I say reach home by X time, I say if me no they have to pick you up, travel with that, blah blah blah, no go off of the beaten path, no go, no one me say nothing. And he start doing one thing and them come home late. Me say, let me tell you something. And you know, then they start a little kidnapping thing back in the idea, take people in. Me say if they take you, you're gone, you know. Me not see you back in the car, me not give them nothing, you know. Because me know say part when me tell you if you travel upon you good. And you choose to come and fight. So if they take you, I eat that, you know. I miss you no blood clot and me a ball still, you know. But you get fucked. Because me not come. And me not give no. Me not give them my things. Me not go give them nothing. So understand, say if they take you, you belong to them now. Ask him when you see me if you think I lie. Ask him. I still my philosophy. Right? If fact say, you close to me now, exempt you from my honesty. In fact, it obligates me, to be honest with you. The closer you be to me, the more entitled you be to my honesty. Because me have more access to you than other people. So it means if it there and it need to be said, me fi say it. Because other people may never gain audience with you. I have it. And you were there close to me, have an obligation, to be honest. That's the only entitlement you have. To be honest. You're entitled to be honest. In other people's life, that's the only entitlement you have. A person where did promise to say them have sex with you tonight can change their mind this evening. Then can. The person, what it say? Remember say person who say till death do us part, it one is still alive and in cut gone. And what you can do about it? As long as he can present the argument. First of all, if he want cut gone, make him go on. You know what they with you no more. Even if you can get the laugh for holy master, just say you want slave? You want lie down and shut your hand and sleep, so that's my way you eat your fucking guts. You want to do that? So, if the person will promise you forever, not obligated to give you forever, what cause you to see me, a random stranger on the internet, and think me weigh anything? How will they reach us in the first place? So that you think say me supposed to echo your opinion. Me fi echo your one all of me fi echo you. Your opinion. You think something when me not agree with. And me have to still run back at you and agree with you. Because what? Because what? You like my song. Hey, me not lie to you, I love music, you know. I love music, like, me obligated. What? Me a two mouth. Talk to me right, Bishen. Me a two mouth, oh. Oh, me a two mouth. Yeah, you are half a brain. Me a one mouth, and this one mouth conveys all the thoughts that come from my mind. And my thoughts have the right to go in any direction when my thinking brings me. So if me tell you right yes or right no, say me like you and then you do sit when I like you, but I want to change my mind and I like you again, you have the right and not two mouth that, you know, one brain. One brain where they look back and be like, oh fuck, that's how you are? I'm gone. So which part me a two mouth? Talk to me now. Talk to me, because if me a two mouth, I want to know. I want to know. And when you don't come to engage people in a conversation, and you say something intended to be insultive or to be rude, you think you're going to engage somebody that way there? You genuinely visa? You feel like you can engage me by calling me two mouth? I want to hear what you call two mouth because I want to know what it is. What could have possibly be considered a two mouth? Would you take Damon Crawford instead of Mark if you could pick? I have no interest in responding to that question. I have no interest in responding to that question. Damien Crawford actually challenged Mark and lost, didn't he? So, if Damien Crawford challenged Mark and lose, why you ask me if we'd pick him? What purpose that served to our discussion and to any progress what we are trying to get? Yeah, so. What purpose it serve? Boy, Sanya, Jesus Christ. Remember when Kathleen and Rona used to teach Jamal up a train line? Boy. Yes, bring back Jamal and ramp it up. But let me tell you something though. Them politicians are not invest in education for a reason, you know. Because when they don't invest in education and when you have people who cannot think independently, then you get die-hard supporters. Because you have people who are unable to see beyond the 5 grand and the punchline. To see beyond the starstruckness. And if 5 people them will vote, then just starstruck, you know. Then just starstruck. Remember, enough of them not exposed to nobody who they call celebrity, and again, too, no need to cut out celebrity culture. Cut out celebrity culture. One celebrity culture hold the celebrity them hostage. Because now you can't live no real fucking life because people think that you're not entitled to no real life because they call you one celebrity. Like, fuck that shit. Eh? Number 2, you put people on pedestal and now you put them on pedestal and now you can't hold them accountable because you put them above the law. So they want to reach. I use him and lift them put up there, no? And now they climb a little further, you can't touch them. What do I really want? What do I want? What intention? When you know, the whole of them think they're a celebrity. And that's why I feel comfortable in my presence, you know, because Mrs. Madu is comfortable and confident in her skin. We don't need no validation. We sit down there, okay, if we just sit down there, I don't need nobody to say, hey, all heal. I hope he stay so. But no, I don't know. If he even become Prime Minister Manning, Uno, I go do no utmost best to make sure say turning on piece of shit like everybody else will come before. Because Uno have such low self-esteem that Uno cannot react to anything but somebody who is shit bound. As Uno do, you know, say, my experience has been, I work with musicians where almost a bragger tell me how other artists treat them bad. And I treat them how me that want to be treated. And they not treat me as good as how they treat other artists. I have had that experience before with musicians. Seriously. Me have people, audience members, who come and brag and tell me how bad other artists treat them. Meanwhile, them had bun me out and I call me pussy hole because me disagree with them on a point. Me understand so I have a lot of problems, a lot of psychological problems. Me understand. I too have psychological problems. We all do. We grew up with a lot of abuse. We grew up in a adverse circumstances where take a toll upon we emotionally and psychologically, and me understand say we are one nation. We are one nation of broken people. And me understand that. And me not go shit pound for that. But me I go hold on accountable for the outcome because where you are right now, you can move from there. You decide which direction to move in. Maybe you can't afford to start get therapy right now, but there's some free therapy there out there. And do remember, you know, say, we kinda not as active as before, and we need to make it time and revamp we, but do remember, say, entrauma@gmail.com still there. And big up Patrice, Dr. Patrice Charles King, a nation of broken people who are reluctant to look at our wounds. And are reluctant, you know, are scared to look at our wound. You know how much man me talk to describe their rape, their abuse, the black community at large is comprised of broken people, yes. Well, the world, listen, we need to stop segregate because the world full of broken people. There is no action committed against you by someone when not affect them too. One next day we'll discuss that. But right now, I talk to a lot of men who describe them molestation to me in a glowing terms and brag about it until me tell them so they get molested and then all hell broke loose. Then glitch. And then get angry. But do understand that when your father did force a helper to have sex with you at 12 years old, your father abused both of you. Yeah. Your mother friend who suck your body as a joke, rape you. And a bust them bust you, and one big woman bust you, and one big woman never bust you, one big woman rape you. And you need therapy. And it causes a lot of issues. You have commitment issues. You have intimacy issues. You can't have one normal relationship because you're so fucked. I'm going to feel sorry for you. Listen, I want thing to be able to sue a man I do to we, you know. But you see, in my position, in my wounded position, to be able to look down and see how wounded you know be to one of the worst things them for me, my development to do to me, because I want to see you know as a villain. Because the place where me I heard from, no one feels sorry for no attack because it hurt me a lot. But the fact is that when hurt, people hurt you know. Yeah. I have one particular abuser where I feel convinced that his father used to fuck him off. I don't know why the thought cemented in my mind. And it made me feel sorry for him because I see him as one wounded child. I have actually, when I look on people and see them and see the space where they get broken from, I, as a man, got raped at 14 years old from a big woman too. I too share. I don't know how to pronounce the name. I touch Sia. Me apologize. Me apology now don't change nothing. It shouldn't happen. And if it upset you, it don't mean say it's a batty man. If a woman force herself upon you and you're not interested and you say no, you don't want her. If you not have sex until you're 45, if you never ever have sex, you know making nothing but one person who have the right for choosing not to have sex. If one girl look you, you don't want her, you know like her, no, you know mean say your mama man or mean say nothing wrong with you. And you don't need to prove your manhood. You come out of the womb with that. I know this me didn't intend to start talk about, you know. I'm not go there, you know. I go top, I come off. I need to go watch some Hallmark or some cartoon now because it's fuck. Alright, here one. Me understand. I understand. I feel I come in this evening, I feel annoyed because when I try so hard to take my voice every time I talk. It not gonna happen. Me not gonna give no my voice. But me annoyed so I keep trying. And then me end up I start look down instead, and that's so annoying. Growing is annoying, you know that? And now, me sit down and start think about, you know, like, what kind of hurt you feel for make you want to take my voice? How muzzled do you feel in your own life for make you want to take my voice? So, we need to talk more for true, but not about you freeing me, but we freeing each other. Because what going on with you? You know something? Like we have one other discussion soon. We need to go think about, you know, for a while. And then come back and talk about it. I want to talk with you, I want to know why. We can talk one-on-one. Like me and you can go up on Zoom and just talk one-on-one. I want to do that. I don't want therapist or nothing. I just want to know. I want to understand. Like the person who disagreed with me the most. I want to go search and find the people who come. I'm going to look through my shadow people. I want to look through my shadow people who are on my wall for invite them to have one discussion. Like, I could not cuss. I could just sit down and just talk. I could just sit down and talk and look in one another eye and talk. Me nah go video. You know video. You want to meet in person. If you're there at Jamaica, me there at Jamaica, wherever you are when we come your place, we can meet in person. I'm want to hear, what is it that makes you angry? Come notice every time you're angry at something. I want know because I realize that, alright, my energy, sometimes me come at it wrong too, you know, and I understand that I'm a human and my intention is to find solution, is not for win. I have one lump in my throat. Jamie, you not tell me nothing. All the people when you see a war me, so when I meet them in person, I hug them, ask for and take picture of them, something. I don't feel no negativity from them. I don't feel nothing ominous. I don't feel nothing bad. So, I have one shift a while ago and I feel obligated to share it because I move from annoyance and my annoyance completely gone and now I just feel more disappointed in myself and never see that. Like, when you cuss me and tell me to stop talking, you scream too, right? And I tell you all the time, so when you hear people scream, I allow them to scream. But when you cuss me and tell me to stop talk, obviously I scream when I scream too. Fuck. Brit, when I come off of the live, I make a video call now. I need one deep stimulating conversation with somebody where I go dig, and you have the exact shovel what I need right now. So I feel something a while ago, right? I feel my mind shift a while ago. I physically feel my mind shift a while ago. And I want to think about it. I have a discussion with my friend Brit. Hey, get to know Brit. I'm the best blood clot sounding board you can ever have. Best person to have a discussion with. And there, it's not that there's nobody else so good. No. Because I have enough good people and then depend on life, right? So to a good for chat. But you see Brit? Ooh, is a child. She dig. She have a pickaxe. She have a shovel. She have a spade. She have a fork. She go dig. Starla. I look forward to see you again one next time because we need to continue that conversation and more. I don't know for unite. But more one-on-one conversation. And first, I want to go talk to Brit because I miss something and I feel sorry if I miss it. I apologize. I can't cuss all I don't want. I not vex again. When you start cuss though, understand say me go invite you for cuss one-on-one. So that we can dig and find what the source of the anger or whatever it is where it spark that. We could try to see if we can find it. We can do that? Alright, Brit, I can call you, you know. Hey, thanks for your reason, you know. Thanks for every single part of it, you know. Thanks for it. Thanks for the opportunity to grow, you know. Thanks for the opportunity to express. And see, thanks for the opportunity to express myself even through the cussing and the objections. And thanks for the opportunity to rediscover, for gain perspective, for change my mind. I want to there every time, so I know say, I know a family. Family war, you know. But the uncle family keep coming back. Typically, we don't war, we just fuck off with you and go about our business. But if you keep coming back, your family, you have to be. And you keep coming back, even when you not cause and try some negative things. Negativity is not something where if you try to get rid of out of life because you can't have positive without negative. Yeah? Hey. Abuse make woman can't give birth. Hey, when you look up the unseen therapist. The invisible therapist. What is it again, Brit? The unseen therapist. Look that up. Just Google that. And read on it. So next time when me on the chat, me can ask if you look up it. Because Tiona, what you said made me say that you know, say abuse make woman can't give birth. Abuse make man and woman everything. So go look up. Go look up the unseen therapist and read up on that. And hey, no fluff enough, sooner. Next time. Later.